This is the joeZONE.
This is the joeZONE. Welcome to the joeZONE, guys. And tonight I have special guests with me tonight. Yo, this guest I've been trying to get here in like 3 months already, but we got him somehow. We managed to get him in. First up, we got Ross over there. Give us a Ross Church. Am I right? And then we got Keegan, but I don't know your surname. Vasafa. I do know surname, but I'm a bit intoxicated, that's why I don't know. And then Leee, I don't know your surname.
It's just Leee.
It's just Leee as well. Anyway, these are three
like
guys.
seal.
These are three guys at 3 different levels. They train with me at SBG Dirty South, as you can see on my t-shirt and Keenan's t-shirt over there. And Ross trains also at SBG.
I'm SBG, but I bounce around.
All over, SBG, all over.
SBG
Ross, you're probably the most advanced out of us, so I'm going to start with you. That's only the right thing to do in the jiu-jitsu way of doing things, am I right? Ross, tell us, we're going to chat about all of our sporting or fighting journeys. Tell us where you started, man. Because I know you've been around for a while. You had a few fights. I've seen you even hitting pairs with Mr. K Kalakoda. Can get into that later. But how did your fighting journey start? Were you watching karate movies or what?
Oh yeah, I think it started with Van Damme.
Into the mic.
No, sorry.
You can pull the mic towards you.
I was a rugby player, not a very good one.
Okay.
I was very abrasive, so I spent a lot more time behind the poles than actually on the rugby field. I thought, fuck no, this is more fun than actually playing rugby. So I decided to do a bit of boxing. Loved it. When I was living out in town, this was a lifetime ago. Just for the fitness aspect.
Who did you start boxing with? Can you remember?
It was that Dragon Power, funny
Okay, I somehow knew like he's gonna say that, but Quentin Chong.
No, it was with a guy named Commando Kalakuza.
Easy.
Irish. I don't know if you know him.
I don't know.
It's hard. He's like a truck, yeah. So that's where I started boxing. Not that I'm a good boxer. But,
he showed you the 1-2, the old 1-2s.
Yeah, no, man. And that kind of bug bit because violence is good for a man, you know. I'm not talking about running around mugging people.
But yeah, a bit of a
you guys
release.
know what it's like,
Yeah.
man on man.
Yeah.
Not that but it's good for the soul, you know, when you test yourself.
Testing yourself.
Yeah. You know what it's like. Sometimes you lose, you get humble.
It's
Yeah.
You win, you get proud.
find out a lot about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So when was your first fight? Like?
Oh shit! I was doing personal
Not street fight, no, not street fight.
No. I was naughty there, and then I just needed something to stop rugby, and I needed something to release the energy, the testosterone and aggression, you know.
Yeah.
So the guy approached me at the gym. They were doing a charity boxing night for Ubuntu.
Okay.
Which is a phenomenal charity. I said, shit, yeah, well, I'm talking the talk. Let's go walk the walk, you know.
Yeah.
So when trained, that was out at the Armory.
Okay, so that is white collar boxing.
White collar.
That's white collar boxing, yeah.
Yeah, so I trained well for that. Shit. Tell you what, it's different when you're training in the gym versus when you step in the ring.
Yeah.
I moved well. Come fight night.
You're like a deer in headlights.
My feet were lead, my hands were down here. It's embarrassing, but shit, I got there. I got a first round KO. So I thought, that's all right.
How much did you weigh at that time, if I may ask?
85.
Okay, so that's like so it's like a midweight. So you were like a midweight at that time, yeah. Okay.
Mid to cruiser, yeah. And then I thought, shit, this is cool. A year or two later, like he did another one. And I said, let's go for it.
Again, white collar or amateur?
This was amateur now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is amateur.
So for those who don't know out there, white collar boxing is not sanctioned boxing. Amateur boxing is sanctioned boxing. Yeah. So when Ross had his first fight, that was unsanctioned. When he had his second fight, that was sanctioned probably by the Western Province Boxing Board or something like that. So okay, how did that go, Ross?
Another first round KO. I thought, this is for me. Yeah. Both with my left. So I was like, okay,
left hook, Sasa.
Yeah. So I thought, okay, cool, this is cool. But now let's just take this a bit further. So I want to try this MMA stuff, you know?
Okay.
So I went to another gym. I was going to leave it there. I went to another gym and I approached the head owner there and I said, listen, I've had 2 boxing matches, first round KOs. I'm not that good, but I'm that keen. I want to try this MMA stuff. He goes, okay, cool. Well, have you done kickboxing? No, I can't kick for shit.
Okay.
Have you done grab? Nah, never done it. Let me just hit the guy, and that's it. Just put him there.
It's as simple as that.
And, come on, it's worked twice now. Why not? So this was it's kind of not a tragic tale, but it was a very humbling experience for me, because they then approached me and said, my first 2 weeks in, he said, listen, we've got a fight for you 6 weeks time. So I hadn't done any grappling, and you know what it's like, 6 weeks of grappling.
Yeah.
So I said, listen, I'm keen. Just don't throw me under the bus here with some ninja. No, if I lose, I get knocked out. It's not the first time I've lost in life before. Yeah. But just don't throw me under the bus here. No. Okay, cool. 6 weeks grappling training. Okay, put me against a purple belt.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Got fucking cleaned. First round cleaned. So I had all my mates at the fight and family, and so I just sat in the back there going, my world crumbled. You know what it's like when you set something up and you fail on such a public kind of thing. But it was bittersweet, because in that loss, I got one of my greatest wins out in life. I thought, fuck, what is this sorcery? I couldn't hit him hard. I couldn't cop him. I couldn't elbow. You know what I mean? What is this magic of the ground? So I thought, there's something here. There's something I'm missing.
A light bulb.
It literally was like that, bro. Like, my heart was broken. My mates were there, and they were like, you know, the usual, sorry, but don't worry, you didn't lose in our eyes. I'm like, fuck, I did, bro. I was on film and everything. It was televised. And,
was it televised?
Yeah.
EFC?
No, it wasn't EFC. No.
Okay.
CFL. I think it was
okay. CFL. Okay.
Yeah, I used to have it on CTV back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And but that was a big loss, but it was one of my greatest wins, because then I thought, shit, let's just flip this up and let's get into this ground game now. And from then, I love hitting shit, but I love wrestling shit now too, man.
Yeah, man. So obviously from there you found the other gym that is more suitable for you. Is that when you progressed to move to?
They changed coaches, and I started training with Francois Groenewald.
Okay.
Quite a bit. And everyone knows the Franaconda.
Yeah.
Also helped train him for one of his fights.
That's very important. Right training partners or the right gym. Can we establish that?
100%. Just to fast forward, that's kind of when he recommended, because I was moving at the time. He said, "Why don't you go to SBG? Just around the corner from you, bro. Just go there." So I popped in there, and I just immediately fell in love with their philosophy of training.
Yes.
Steve Bazier is the head coach there. It's cerebral.
Yes.
And I've been to many, many gyms where, and I'm sure we all have, where you go to spar and it's fight or flight.
Yeah.
We're knocking each
but
other's
in any
heads
gym,
off.
besides, even if you talk about weightlifting gym or Virgin Active or anyway, sometimes you just walk into a gym and you get this feeling, you know, sometimes you don't feel comfortable there, man. You don't know why you don't feel comfortable. Other places, you just walk into and there's like a feel like, this feels like home.
And you say that, and it's very true, but it's also incredible where you're going to a place to practice ultimately extreme violence.
Yeah.
You are learning to snap limbs and at the mercy, just put them to sleep, not take it further. This is what you're training to. This is ultimately what tapping is.
Yeah.
You're going, you would have broken my arm. Have you know what I mean?
You trust somebody, so to trust somebody that much.
To open yourself up and be that vulnerable. It's very good for the soul, you know. It's very humbling.
Yeah.
But then, so you go to a place like SBG, and many other coaches around, PFA and a lot of other places. They're pretty cool, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matt's Gym, Madfit. I mean, they're good oaks.
Yeah, there's a liquor. In Cape Town where there's a
Cape
good
Town,
healthy.
it's a pretty good, healthy community, I reckon. Yeah, you get those guys, but you get them everywhere.
But this is where you fit in, man. It's like what suits you best. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that gym doesn't suit you, so move to another gym, and maybe that will suit you better for your personality. I'm just lucky to have sussed out a few gyms, and I feel like, maybe that's right for me. And you know, there's more to it for me than just the gym. Is like philosophies of life, like even like you were saying, like that can attract you to a gym, and that's what maybe attracted me to the gym that I'm at.
Gary Josh is one of the coaches at SBG Dirty South. Steve Baz is at Long Beach. And they encourage you to train with other coaches too.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not like, you're my student, you're mine.
Yeah.
You can't- They're like, go train, bro. It's about your jiu-jitsu journey. It's an individual journey. You're fighting your demons. We all are on our own little path. And that's why SPG is cool for me,
Yeah.
because they're like, listen, Alex, I can't come this week. I got work, I got kids, I've got injuries. Just fighting my demons, you know? Cool. Come when you want, bro. We got you. You know? And the SPG thing is one tribe, one vibe.
That is the
And
slogan.
It really is. I mean, I was at open air theatre once and had an SPG hoodie on, and some oak from the States came. Oh, you SPG? So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. There's, oh, so am I up in Toronto or saying, yeah, good. We chatted for like
Lekker.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Another oak from a bar of soap. It's, you know,
It's still the
it's kind
same
of cool. You know?
camaraderie.
Yeah. Good culture. So, yeah.
Lekker, man. Sorry to segue this way, but Keegan never said a word over there. You're looking lonely, buddy.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just listening to Ross's story. I'm still new. I'm still feeling new.
So tell us a bit about yourself, man. Keegan, you started a little bit different to Ross. Like Ross is like, he gave us a different path into his jiu-jitsu journey, and I can understand yours is a bit different because you have a footballing background. Am I correct?
Yeah. Look, played football most of my life, and then coached it through life, worked, and all that stuff. But I'm that guy that likes to try everything, you know. So did functional training, still do a bit here and there. Then decided to do kickboxing. So self and my friend, we joined SBG, I think, COVID time. And then coaches were encouraging me, why don't you try jiu-jitsu? Got into jiu-jitsu, and then forgot about kickboxing. As we went on.
Tell me, like, did you translate the explosive energy of footballing directly into kickboxing? Did that sort of kick come first, that hip movement come through, translate first time, or is there any transition or translation between the two, the hip movement of football into
The
kickboxing or jiu-jitsu?
Ultimately, I would say the kicking, but I mean, it all depends on your body makeup, I guess, and how you, because everybody does jiu-jitsu differently.
Yeah.
I mean, some are explosive, some are less explosive kind of thing. But it was like that for me.
Explosive hips is definitely a big plus in jiu-jitsu.
I think that if like playing football on your level for so long will just automatically make your hips explosive without you even realizing how explosive
yeah.
Like it's,
For sure.
Because I mean, I roll you all the time, and I can say you are explosive.
Yeah,
and, like,
look, it's that power thing. It's like if you run, you either do long distance or you that sprint, you that short distance, explosive kind of thing. So that's my game. But yeah, so that's how I got into it. It's going for 2 years now, I think in October.
Yeah.
Like Ross said, humbling experience.
You did a competition recently. How did that go? Tell us about the competition.
That I can say, look, it's again, you can train. You can smash everybody at training. And you get to the comp, it's fight or flight. And we're not talking
But
about...
you did well in the competition. You did well.
Yeah, I ended up winning it, but still, it's not about... You win, you lose, you learn, you know. But anyway, there's lessons. The one thing that I took for granted was definitely the adrenaline rush.
yeah.
After that first 5-minute fight.
The adrenaline dump.
Dump,
The
yeah.
dump, I was wasted. I was ready to... I just sat there. Luckily, I had 45 minutes in between the fights. Otherwise, I don't know, I would have fought the 6.
Yeah, your forearms don't work.
I was
Yeah.
dead. I was dead. I was actually
Ross, you also fought in that comp, like.
Ross got double gold, didn't he?
double gold.
Yeah.
Third angle.
Double gold.
Lee, you also fought in that comp,
I went out in the quarterfinals, I think.
in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but I thought I was in
that
the
was
gi.
a controversial exit. Like you've taken ownership, but
Yeah,
it was a bit.
I
We
mean,
learn.
yeah, well, like, I shouldn't have got caught at the end of the day.
No, you're right, but still,
Explain to me what happened. I was not there.
So there was like, reaping the knee. You know what reaping the knee is? It's when you cross.
Explain for those who don't know.
You've got
you cross the midline.
Yeah, you
so
cross-
in lower belts, you cannot rotate any big joint, say the spine
Okay.
or the knees. So there's
Okay,
no
so you were
rotation.
rotating the knee with his other knee.
Ashigami or leg entanglement. Sorry if this may look a bit crude.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I cross the midline, it's creating twisting pressure on
I
the
see
knee,
what you're saying.
tearing ACLs, MCLs,
yeah.
and stuff.
So in the white belts are not allowed to do that.
They can just straight break, straight ankle locks.
You've done
up,
ankle
straight
locks
arm.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he can't. So he
So
was.
I wasn't. So I was under the impression that my opponent was reaping, and then because he went
putting
for
his
ankle
foot
lock, but
underneath?
I was safe, and then like I thought he was coming across. And I signaled to the ref like he's reaping. And then the ref came around and said, no, he isn't. But in that time, he was like adjusting. And then,
second.
but I shouldn't have stopped. I should have just like, you.
Oh, so
in
you
football,
pointed
they
out
play to the
something.
ref's whistle. Yeah.
Okay,
and
so
then-
you also learned something.
Yeah. I'd rather
in
just
the-
fucking go.
You
Like,
always learn, man.
Yeah.
You don't lose, you just learn.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
don't wait for the ref or something. Just fucking.
Lee,
go
give
for
us
it.
your background. You started with Muay Thai, no?
Yeah, I did a little bit of kickboxing and Muay Thai years ago.
With who did you start?
I started with Ray's
Ray.
Muay Thai, yeah, in Ottery. I think it was for about 4 years, and then I had like kidney issues, like I couldn't train.
from kickboxing.
Probably from like I used to cut weight often and a lot,
Oh, shit.
so it's probably that. And then
What
So how
weight
many-
drops, if you don't mind me asking?
so I think I was walking around like 83, and then I would cut to like 76. But like, fuck diet. No,
How
like,
many
what is
fights
diet,
did you
man?
do?
Just like
So you had a
water.
few fights, like.
I had a couple of kickboxing fights, yeah. But so I think it was my third or fourth fight. I got a second round KO, and I was like bleak though. I was like, fuck, I want to go more. And then I kind of got this thing in my mind where I'm never gonna try and hit like on my hardest. I'm just gonna pitter patter and like play the fucking game. And then I became like a point fighter basically. But it was fun, man. And like I'll take decisions all the time, and because I wanted to fight 3-5 rounds or however long.
You don't seem to have a fear of testing yourself. Like it's more easy. It's like, I'm gonna go to this. For me, it's kak intimidating. Me, bro. You like just enter a competition
Before
like
any fight, I'm bang.
Yeah, no, you have to be. I think if you're not, then like.
But you
I
fight-
don't want to be there. I don't want to be there.
Ross, you fight at heavyweight. That's a different game altogether. Am I not right?
I don't think it matters.
I don't either.
It's,
I
the
don't
fear
either.
factor
Yeah.
is still there regardless, man. I mean, a kid this big is still scared of something as much as an adult is.
So Ross, why do you do it if there's such a big fear factor? If I may ask, like, why do you put yourself in that situation, that terrifying situation? I find myself in terrifying situations, and I also do it. But what's your reason for doing yours?
I think it's healthy, man. It's easy to walk around. I don't want to be one of those couch quarterbacks
Yeah.
shouting at the Springboks. Oh, you should have done this.
Yeah.
You should have done that. Shouting at Mayweather. Oh, McGregor. You know what I mean? Unless you've been there,
Yeah.
unless you've paid your school fees, you don't have an opinion.
The story
You know what I
about the story of my first
Test
kickboxing
yourself.
fight. So we used to have like in-house tournaments where the people at the gym would fight each other, but there was nobody at my weight. So my coach was like, don't worry, I'll get you an opponent. Like I know a couple of gyms. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we weighed in the day before, but that guy came to weigh in like before I got there, so I never saw him. Like I didn't know who I was fighting, whatever.
That's the. I've had that.
Yes, and then so I come up and like we sit getting ready and stuff, but it was a small gym at the time, and so wherever you were, you could see everything happening in the gym. And then one of my like teammates was like, "Oh, Lee, your opponent's here," and it's a bouncer, like it's a full on.
How much did you weigh?
Like also he was short, but he was fucking huge, and like also I think that I didn't cut for that one, so it was like also 83, 84, but. I went to the bathroom and I was like, "Do I want to fucking do this?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing about being tall.
it's-
Sometimes you have to fight.
always like I was always taller than my opponents, but they were always fucking like stocking and they hit. Like I knew like don't get hit by this guy. Like
But muscle isn't that great in fighting.
no, they get tired quickly. You get tired very quickly.
Gas out very quickly.
And that's also why I used to
And
love
more
going-
muscle needs more blood, needs more oxygen, produces more lactic acid.
Yeah. No, so that's also another thing where I would like to go all 3 rounds because I would always usually be like muscular guys and then third round. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
I mean, look
gonna-
at
yeah,
look
that's
at John
mine.
Jones, Adesanya. They built like fighters. They don't have any unnecessary muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have these big guns and fat calves
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And they last.
Yeah, because you can go the distance with that, and you build up that cardio way easier than if you have.
Talking about weight cutting, I was going through a bit of shitty time, so I thought, fuck, I need to get back in this game here a bit, bro. So I entered in 3 fights in a month. There was a jiu-jitsu comp.
When was this?
1 month.
This was a couple of years after. I'll get to that. It was pre-COVID, yeah. There was a jiu-jitsu comp.
Yeah.
I did. Took gold, had to say that. 2 weeks later, there was an MMA fight. And then 2 weeks after that, there was a boxing match. I said, fucking put me in all 3, coach.
Triple threat.
I'm in. I'm like, let's do it. 3 disciplines, 1 month. Let's just see what I'm made of. Let's
And
go
it's,
to some deep water here. So the jiu-jitsu comp I was 95. I had to drop 10 Ks in 2 weeks for the MMA fight. So I then go drop 10 Ks.
That's also another thing where you learn about yourself. Cutting weight, it's not a nice
But you
time.
cut and you put on after Wayne.
No, I didn't.
Because you had to
Funny
stay,
enough,
you had to
yeah,
stay
it was
down.
just the night before, and I was just so nervous and shit. So I cut, and I had 2 guys pull out the day before, and I did the face off. And I got home, and they said he's pulled out. So I
Why?
dropped-
Because you faced off.
And he's like, "Nah, look at the size of him and stuff." And I'm like, "Bro, you've had more fights than me." He had a 3-1 record. I had a 0-1 record. You know what I mean? So I was like, "But you've had more experience than me, bro. I mean, come on, dude."
The mind is a powerful thing.
It is, yeah. Yeah, you can win a fight before you even get in there.
So like I was in there, I was like in the zone. I was like, "Bro, I need this. I'm gonna get you." And he pulled out. So I was like, I went out a few beers.
Put on the weight again.
But then I had to put on 5 for the boxing match. So the boxing match was like cool. I was sparring a lot with Gary Joshua and them. One gear Gary. I call him one gear Gary.
Fucking hell.
He just goes, which is lacquer because you go
That's
to
what you
him, you go
need,
to the
yeah.
next side.
Depends what lekker is. Yeah.
But I mean, if you're prepping for a fight, that's what you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, for sure.
And so my first 2 fights were 1-round knockouts. So a lot of oaks, you know all your friends, you know. It was lucky punches. Those oaks were cuck and stuff. So I said, you know what, bro, I'm going to go the full. I'm going to purposely go the distance here. I'll show you that I can box a bit. I can't, but you know. So I went the full round. 3rd round, I tore my bicep off. So now, and I'm
In a boxing match.
yeah. So now I'm a Philly shell boxer, so I've got a low hand. I sit there and I jab and I counter a lot. I'm not a big right hand thrower. I use my left a lot. So now in the 3rd round, I'm like,
Yeah, oh no.
And your knockouts were with your left hook.
yeah, both.
So now it's,
Yeah, so now that's
gone, yeah.
But so I won on points. So I said, actually, see if I can go. But yes, just with that weight cut.
But
10
again,
Ks 2 weeks, it was fun.
but again, mentally, after tearing the bicep and still having to go.
It was 2 years since I could get back on the mat. I went to a seminar, Matt Thornton from SBG.
Was here? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I went to a seminar with my brace on.
just
Just to get the
Still with
seminar.
the eye,
I
yeah.
couldn't do shit. You know what I mean? Like, get some FaceTime with the boss, you know?
Ross, and you've done a bit of TV ads. Tell us about your TV ads. Is that your job or do you?
No.
Okay. You just do that on the side.
Grant Powell, also SPG from Stunt Team,
Yeah.
he said, Ross, we need a couple of ugly oaks like you on set. There's some token white boys that come on through. So.
It looks like boxers or it looks like
Yeah,
fighters.
so the first one I did actually was for Warrior, but it was just a little scene. And then I did one, a lacquer one. It was a big, that boxing one. That you
was
saw.
Mr. K. Was Mr.
Yeah,
Calacoda.
yeah.
Yeah.
That looks funny, man. Here's a little story about that. So,
Mr. Calacoda.
so now we're filming. Now, I haven't put gloves on since my torn bicep. I'm now 100 kilos.
yeah.
Do you know that? Do you know the history of
yeah.
Mr. Calacoda? I want to
bits and
tell you a bit
pieces.
off that, but anyway.
So he is now my coach in this advert.
And you eating pads. He's holding
Pad
pads.
work, you know, they got the smoke, they got the cameras, they got expensive equipment and shit. And he can't hear all too well, so he's got his wife as a bit of a translator. He's a hell of a like a guy, but I mean, it's communication is a bit tough sometimes. So now we're doing some pad work. And now I'm trying to look good, you know. Fuck, this is a big roll. It's my break, you know. Hemsworth, here I come. You know?
Set up my Oscar.
Yeah. Start thinking who I'm going to thank. So now he throws a little left hook for me to then check it, right? Check hook. But he hits the camera and takes the filter off. It was the cameraman owned up and said he was too close. It's an accident. It happens. They're insured. They go, shit. Okay, cool. Cut. So I then go, what's happening? And he claps me. What? You don't stop until I say stop. So now my ear's ringing. I'm doing this full workout. I'm trying to tell him the cameras are off, bro. We don't. Now my gas tank is doing this. This is 5 a.m. We've got a full day shooting. My gas tank is doing this. Now, my opponent in the thing is Ash Ashley Robinson.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
fit. He's just a cardio machine.
Yeah, no,
so I
he's
know
a
he's
tank.
good fit.
Yeah.
I know I'm not. So I need to conserve energy here. And on set, the breakfasts are lacking for me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, just okay, cool this one.
You think it's a training session, but it's
I sat there and I'm like sweating now. I'm like, oh, relax. And then in between, one of the scenes is we're in our corners. Ash is in his corner, and he's actually being, in the commercial, he's being coached by Steve Baz, my real coach.
yeah.
And he's looking over every now and then. And so they tell Steve K, rile your fighter up a bit. So I'm sitting there. like this.
Oh, it's the worst thing to tell you.
Yeah, and they had three takes, and I'm sitting there,
live, right?
and it's not a camera step, you know, where they kind of just missing you,
He claps you.
whack, and I'm getting a bit pissed off here now. So I'm sitting there like there's cameras and stuff, and I'm trying to. I've never done filming before or anything. I don't think I'm the part, you know. But I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to be like in the moment, you know. Quack, and I'm like. And hit this. I'm getting a bit grumpy now. This director says another take. I'm out. And Steve Baz is sitting on the other side. You just check him just laughing. He says you could hear the snaps from that side. I'm like, now I do want to fight. Like this ain't a championship fight. Steve K was funny, man.
So, Mr. Calicoda, right? Maybe you guys, have you guys heard of what's his name now? Oh, I had his name on the back of my head. Mike Bernardo.
Yes. OG.
He was Mike Bernardo's coach.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
Weinberg. There's a Weinberg person.
Yeah, so Mike Bernardo was like the first K1 like guy like to go like
In Japan, he was a god.
He was
a god.
huge in Japan.
He was a god.
He
bro.
was huge
and
in Japan.
He fought like Ernesto Wurst. I don't know how you pronounce
He's
it.
fought everyone.
Yeah, no, he was
He
huge.
was a
He
top gun.
was huge. He's a legend.
So like I mean like that time I saw Mr. K like. And his son is Virgil Calicoda. I don't know if you guys know who Virgil is. Virgil's a friend of mine, but he was also a professional boxer, like back in the 90s. So yeah, it was like just like awesome like that. When I saw you holding pads, I was like, "Hey, Mr. Calicoda." But he's like probably thinking it's the real thing, the real deal. Like
It was funny, but like,
awesome, man.
yeah, I'm tired. My ears ringing, and I'm like, the cameras aren't filming. We don't need to be doing this now, bro.
Oh man, he's trained some also Jan the Norky giant, and he's got he trained White Buffalo. What's that guy's name?
Yeah, Francois Botha.
So for a while, but anyway, that was besides.
Francois Botha fought Sonny Bill Lewis.
You saw that
Sonny
fight?
Bill Williams.
Some controversial
Sonny
shit.
Bill
Sonny Bill
Williams.
Williams, sorry, Sonny Bill Williams.
Jasper's over
So what happened? Oh, wait, Jasper. So, like that fight's up on YouTube. If you search it, at the beginning of the fight, they announce
Thanks, Jasper.
12 rounds. They announced the fight's going to be 12 rounds, right?
Then they cut it to 10.
And then some out of nowhere, but like if you watch the fight itself, those like the 9th and 10th round, Francois Botha was coming, Sonny
was,
Bill
eh?
was finished. And I think another 2 rounds, and he would have knocked
That
him
was a
out.
controversial call. I think they
in Japan. They
I think
do
they-
that
and they-
though,
I think
but
they could have
where
seen
were
it.
they fighting in Australia or
I
Japan?
think it was New Zealand. I think it was New
Because in
Zealand.
Japan they do weird stuff like.
But they like it's almost like they could see. Fuck! If Sonny Bill goes another 2 rounds, this guy is dead. Like he's so. Let's just call it now.
That was early on, so he also needed to win because he's still boxing now, I think.
He's still No, that was like his
Another
second or
fight
third
coming up.
fight.
Hype train.
That was it was his second or third fight only. It was very early. But yeah, I was out watching it and I was like, they knew he was gonna get his
But he
fucking
doesn't
head
look
taken
that
off.
great though.
Who?
Sonny Bill, he doesn't look that
Nah, I mean,
Look, he's a
the
consummate
platform.
athlete.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him a
There you
tennis racket and a ball, and I'm sure he'll do pretty well.
go. Yeah.
He's just a great athlete.
Some men just like that, man.
Like-
Athletes that can play.
I think he can sing and dance as well.
Like Herschel Gibbs.
just this guy.
Herschel Gibbs played
Even you
football,
like it,
cricket, rugby, everything.
I try everything. It doesn't mean I'm good at it.
But you look like a brother that can do this and that and like.
I'm just a guy that wants to be active.
Yeah.
I see like me getting old and being active. Like I said, I took up this mountain biking. It's just I want to be challenged.
I love mountain biking. You was lekker.
Yeah, it's
I used to be able to have more time to do all these things, but I don't anymore. But mountain biking is
so
a
that's where
good
I'm
discipline.
lucky is because like I've flexible man. And I mean I took up surfing maybe 2 years ago. I just do everything. I try everything. Why not? You only have one life.
And what gives you the flexibility in your career path?
I co-own a football agency.
Okay.
So I have my own time.
That's very, very,
Must be
very,
nice.
very must be must be nice. Yeah. But tell me something like you do surfing, you did a bit of the boxing. I also saw you do a little bit of work with the Fit Freaks, or you used to have a T-shirt.
Yeah, I
like
used
that.
to do that. So that was a friend of mine's gym. So I used to do some functional training from there.
Oh, okay.
So I picked up weight as well. I was living in Joburg, and when I got back, I was like, "Brah, you've got to do something."
The functional training, do you find that I've seen that the Fit Freaks specifically the type of exercises they do.
Yeah.
It looks quite interesting, the functional exercises that
is
they do.
like-
It's not like there's a difference between what they do and a CrossFit.
Yes.
Like if CrossFit look like it's gonna damage your
Yo.
lower back or some kaka like that.
Yo.
But
CrossFit looks fucking deadly,
their exercises look more controlled and
Yeah, it is. It's more controlled, and it's like kettlebells and your band work and all that sort of thing. It's lots of like explosive things, and it's holistic, man. I think it's like full body. I don't want to say CrossFit's not holistic because I'm sure you get.
When I said CrossFit, Ross looked at me weird over there, like, like what kaka talking about my team?
Actually, I haven't done CrossFit yet. Have you done CrossFit?
A little bit.
How is that on the body? That looks taxing.
I mean, what if you
That
do it,
workout
like,
of the day
regularly?
looks a bit dodgy.
Bruh, but it's like high reps, man. It's like
Also, if you
Can you
if you do
push
that
yourself
consistently
to
for a year,
limit every day?
you
Is that a
surely
healthy
one
way
injury
of-
at least.
Look,
Or
there's-
that limit, because it's different people's bodies different. Ross's body is different to mine. You know what I mean?
You see, the thing is, with any kind of discipline, boxing, kickboxing, training, gym work, weightlifting, powerlifting, CrossFit, functional, it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Which people think it is. So CrossFit has been bastardized a hell of a lot. It's been given a bit of a bad rep. I'm not a massive fan of every little CrossFit gym that pops up. Principally, it works, but the people forget that a lot of these elite CrossFit guys don't come from contact sports.
True.
They do a lot of gymnastic work. I mean,
True.
you're going to take Bucky's word to do a CrossFit class, to do a 1 RM snatch. You know what I mean? That's not going to quite work with the oak shoulders, with his back. And then they
You
kind
know,
of...
hurt yourself more
There's a saying
likely.
now, I'm not dumping on CrossFit here. There's a lot of great trainers. Mornay Small at Falspit CrossFit.
Oh, that's cool, Monet.
Yeah.
I know Monet.
Is that the one down the road from the gym?
Yeah, it's in
exactly.
the road.
So there's a lot of great trainers and there's a lot of great principles within it. It's just been diluted a bit. It's like Krav Maga. It's great,
Lovely.
but not every school is great.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, it's great.
But not every
It
school is
has...
great.
You get those cults and those... You guys know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like,
Yeah, I
those
understand.
clubs, those people that kind of want to earn the quick buck or get that weight loss pill quickly.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Quick,
So
get
functional
rich quick
fitness,
cash.
scientifically, the greatest contributor of anything athletic is an increase in strength. So the greatest factor to be functional is to increase strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking from an ex-strength and conditioning coach here. Now, we kind of correlate strength with muscle. Sure, you need a bit of muscle to move a lever, but major strength is more neural. Look at an Olympic lifter versus a bodybuilder who has more muscle.
Neural, by that
Who's
you mean
stronger?
brain?
Yeah.
Brain? Or what do you mean?
Neural, the electricity that moves. So your brain sends signals. It's
Okay.
electricity. Think of a car.
Okay.
So you need electricity to start the car.
Yeah.
Electricity, it's going to go. You need the fuels.
Yeah.
And you need the structure, the brakes, the body, steering. So it needs electricity to get the car going. The weightlifter is a lot smaller than the bodybuilder, but a lot stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so one can get strong, really, really strong. It doesn't have to be overtly muscular. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you look at those like the world's strongest man competitions, those guys are not like cut and ripped.
No,
They-
except that Mariusz Pudzianowski, but he's a
He's
special
boxing,
sort of...
but generally, yeah, like generally the guys are not
but
like
those strong men. That fat strength is a real strength.
yeah, and they look like they can like take a bear.
Yeah.
They
But
eat
that's what I
better.
thought that with the functional, so the first few years since when I came back 2015, that's the training I did. But I felt it was a full body strength. So it wasn't like I was going to get huge or anything, but it helped me, hip flexors, everything. And that's what, for me, with that explosiveness, and that's why I still at home, if you see, I have a few dumbbells, but it's mostly
Well, no,
kettlebells. there's band work. I still incorporate a lot of those exercises for that purpose. So you're gonna find what works for you.
That was going to lead me to my point. It's not a one size fits all. You need like, you know what? I like chicken. Maybe you don't like chicken. You like lamb. Maybe, you know what I mean? Find what works for you, man.
Yeah.
You
And
know
the
what I mean?
Turkish get-ups, your snatch.
You mentioned band work quite a bit. Coach Garan got quite like new bands there by the gym. It's like the green ones, the
That's
thick
green ones.
ones.
Yeah, I've got some in the car.
Because that you can take anywhere.
That one's is
Yeah.
lekker. No, I must get me some of those.
That is the principle of accommodating resistance.
Yeah.
So we add them to barbells, for example. Let's take bench
Yeah.
press. So what you do is you put bands, and you see the oaks with the chains. A lot of oaks use it because it looks cool, but there's actually a proper reason for it.
You can use the bands on the on like a
put the
bench
band
press.
and you pull it under the bench. So what happens is when
But then where you gonna hook it? Like you must hook it to the ground or something like that.
Under the bench,
Under the
yeah.
bench. we
Under-
lay it.
Okay.
So what
and then the
happens is-
bands like under the bench.
So when
So
I'm
you're
at
just
my-
pushing with bands rather than.
I'm at my strongest here. You know what I mean? Because nothing's, I'm fully
It's
locked out.
extended, yeah.
I'm still strong there.
It's like a reverse sort of.
Yeah, so eccentrically, it's going to pull me down nicely. So I'm at my weakest here, but this is when the bands are at their lightest.
Yeah.
So it's not a fixed system. It's a combination. So I'm at my weakest, but the system is at its lightest.
Yeah.
So say it's 100 kilos here, 105, 110, 115. So you see how that starts stimulating the neural capacity to potentially.
For those
pull
people
something.
that don't know what we're talking about now, let's explain this. So we're talking about laying on a bench, right? And then the band's underneath the bench, and you lifting,
On the
Yeah,
bar.
that's on the bar,
lifting
yeah.
the bar up like that, pushing it up
To give
like that. So
resistance, basically
instead
giving
of
resistance.
using weights on the bench,
No, you put the weights
using
on with it.
Yeah.
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 weights with a
Yeah.
You'll
with
get
a-
there. You'll get there.
Let me just start with the bands.
Control
Bands
as well
make a
when
dance.
when you're coming down, you've got to control it. It's not
Yeah.
because if you go to gym, you see guys they're benching heavy, they think it's cool, but there's no like control in the rep. But that's where this also comes in. and
We
I
have a
feel
lot more
even-
control.
Yeah, even if you're doing chest just with the band, you know, you
No, it works.
explosive and
Yeah.
the control.
The bands you don't feel like you're not gonna hurt yourself so much.
You
man.
could.
Easy.
Yeah, you could, because it's a very unstable system. So if you
Yeah.
push wrong, shoulder jacks.
can
Yeah, but then
easily
you
throw.
you don't use a thick band. You use like a light band
You
or something
progress.
like that. Like,
It's all about
because you get the
progressive
different
overload.
But you
like-
don't stay light forever because don't cheat yourself as well. Some people they like to cheat themselves, no? They
Comfort zone is
comfort
a killer.
there.
bro.
Yep.
You know
That's
what I mean?
me,
You've got
man.
There we go.
Gotta
I live in
elevate.
my comfort zone.
So that's like what you were saying about. You said I seem like a guy who will just try everything. I'm not. It's not that. It's just like I'm very aware of the comfort zone, man. And you don't want to be.
You don't want to be there.
You don't wanna
That's
be
in
there,
life
yeah.
in general, you just, for me, that's just how I am. So I don't want to be there. I don't want to coast through. I'll try something if it works.
Yeah.
Great. Take it to a new level. If it doesn't work, you've not lost anything. If you
Yeah,
tried something
yeah.
new, you've maybe gained a bit of knowledge here or there.
Martial arts specifically, like there's so much you can take from it in life, like
Yeah.
that you can take out of the gym into like the real world. It's like I've learned so much in a gym, like more than I've learned in school or anything else. And it's
True,
like
ne?
about like just about life and about like trials and tribulations and like looking like just pushing through and
Yeah.
you know when you think you can't, you actually can. Like
You get very comfortable with the uncomfortable. So when life gives you cuck, you go, shit, you know what?
Dig deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can handle this, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because your soul's been sharpened a little
Yeah,
bit. You
yeah.
know what I mean? That kind of flame has been fed
yeah,
a little bit more. So it kind of gives you a bit of gears to just get through cuck.
Yeah.
Because when you guys are rolling, for me, the world shuts up.
yeah. Nothing else happens.
It is
Yeah.
the great equalizer. And I mean, I'm only a blue belt. But
we white belts.
no, but I'm saying it's not like I'm a ninja or anything, but the guy's first class. I roll against him. I'll learn something there.
Yeah.
It gets me in a funny thing that I'm not.
You didn't think
You're
you'd
not
get
meant
there.
to do
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I've learned. So like when I'm on the mat, there's no race, there's no debt, there's no politics, there's no heartbreak, there's no war. The world
Yeah.
shuts up, and it's me and you.
And yeah, that's one of the best things about martial arts.
Whether you compete against a white belt, a black belt, at the end of the day, you equal when you there.
Yeah.
yeah.
And in one split second, you can be humbled, even if
Yeah.
you're a black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
You
just
get
catch
too
blood
cocky
Gotta be
and then you get
sharp
caught.
all
Yeah.
the time. No, that's the nice thing for me. That
Yeah, so I love there's no gender thing. I mean, I roll with guys, girls alike. Ruby, at SBG in Long Beach there. She's a purple belt, so she's far more skillful than me. So I can't, if I had to use my strength, I'd smash.
But what's the point of that?
Then
Yeah.
I'm a cuck training partner, number one. I'm a dick. And I ain't learning anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So skillfully, she smashes me.
Yeah.
Some days you smash, some days you just, the feel is rond here.
It's, yeah.
Some days you're the hammer, some days you're the
Yeah,
nail.
for sure.
You know?
Like, that's why even with newbies, like, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to smash this guy if you knew. I don't know. I fucking have no idea until we're old, and then we'll see then.
Because we all started somewhere and we all felt like you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah.
You know,
I found like I get smashed a lot.
But you're still
But
coming
you
back.
know what? You know what I find like that helped me like, and I don't know like, so it's like a long story that I don't know if jiu-jitsu's helped. I felt okay. So my career has progressed, right? And I've also started to take less shit from people, but it's also allowed there to be less people around me.
Yeah.
So now it's like there's a whole lot of things that has come.
Jiu-jitsu
with
will change your life, bro. It will
Yeah,
change your life.
It's come with it, like, but am I changing as a person? I also ask myself, like, is it maybe sometimes not for the good? Is it like, so anyway, it's a lot of time for me to be introspective, but I don't know. Just go to class.
It looks like it's for the
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, just go to class and then you find out like more about yourself in that struggle.
You know what the next step is? It's like, this is what I felt after that competition. It's like, it's nice to train and stuff, but if you just go compete once, your
brain explodes. Your brain explodes, bro. It's like,
but not only for you, because even though you competing, you don't know who's watching. Like we saw with some of the guys at the gym, like just by us pitching up, a lot of the guys that weren't there for a while, they just came back.
yeah.
You know, if you guys can do it, you know, not to say we should do anything, we could.
Iron
Yo,
sharpens
we want
iron,
to
man.
do it. Yeah, exactly, and that's what we're there for, you know, is to encourage each other.
Yeah.
And I like that.
That's a cool thing about the gym.
Joe, I just want to go back to your point there where you said
Yeah.
you don't know if you're changing for the good and stuff like that. I think maybe perhaps it's you've become more aware of the dichotomy within you. So
Yes.
in every man there's the good and the bad wolf.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we all know that adage.
Yeah.
So, and society taught us to be blunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We cannot be sharp instruments. We're trying to be emasculated around the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
I open a door for a lady. Oh, you saying I can't open it for myself?
Yes.
Oh shit! I don't open it, then I'm a rude pig.
Yeah. There's
No,
no.
I'm
yeah.
not jumping on the whole feminism or
No, you got the
identify.
valid
But it
point
is,
and
yeah.
go with it, please.
But
It's just what the world
you
tells
know what I
men
mean?
to
We're
be.
kind of being emasculated a hell of a lot here, so we don't know whether to save the woman from the fire or if I can leave her
Yeah.
because I'm assuming she's a woman when she's actually. So you got to understand that there's a lot of demons in us. There's a lot of violence in us, but it doesn't mean we have to be violent people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of good people, a lot of good in people, but they're not necessarily aren't good people.
Yeah.
So you say that you're losing a lot of people around you. Maybe you just don't have time for the bullshit and drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what this teaches you. You're fucking spending an hour and a half, 2 hours getting smashed.
Yeah.
You're too more for cuck, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of the most violent people I know. I know oaks that were in the Paras overseas. They did a few tours, Afghan. Like a lot of like violent, dangerous people. They're the most children.
Yeah.
They got no time. They got nothing to prove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I also found when I started, I just walked away from a lot of cuck. I haven't been in a fight since I started jiu-jitsu. And I was in a fight like every weekend.
It's like
Just
you
a
got
couple of
less time
brandies
for it,
and you know. And now I'm just like, you know what, bro? You win. Here's a beer. Cheers. I'm out here, you know?
I like what you're saying there, man, Ross. And it's like taming that beast, like taming that animal. Like it's like
I wouldn't say taming it. I'd
it's-
saying
it's a
acknowledging
saying.
its presence and saying, I have that beast.
Yeah.
And like Dr. Jordan Peterson says, a harmless man
yeah, that's the saying.
is
I was
not a
gonna
good
say.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says,
100%,
a man
yeah.
capable of violence who chooses to
Yeah.
be hard. He says, that is a
I'd
good
rather be a warrior
in the garden,
than a gardener
in the
in a
wall. That's exactly it.
Fuck
So
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
taming the beast. It's going, there's that beast. Come, sit. Let's have a drink. Let's have a chat
If
together.
yeah.
I need you sometimes.
If I
Not
need it,
now.
it's there.
Yeah,
If
I
it,
need
it's
you
Choose your
to
moment.
do.
Yeah.
But that's why that's my expression is almost like taming it, because before I never had control over that beast, and now
and you won't,
taming
you
it
never
is
will.
it's like it's almost like it's bringing me closer to control
That's
or
what I'm saying. It's the control here. It's like you know you can do some stuff. You sometimes look at people, bruh, you're being so stupid,
Yeah. And it's the people who know fuck all that are the most big. The people who are like, they will be like, oh.
It's funny, huh? I mean, even as you're a white belt for a month. You're already like more dangerous than
Those
You
people
know-
out
you know
here,
what I
like, they
mean?
didn't even know it.
Because
Like,
you just think like rear naked, you're asleep in 3 seconds, bro.
I was
You
at
just
a
go
po-
like,
Yeah.
I think it was like maybe just about, I was thinking just about a year, like maybe just less than a year. And we were at some party, like a Halloween party, because I started in October, so it might have been like about a year. So another friend of mine was like, hey, like, why are you doing this? Like, what is the fucking point? And he's also like big, he's tall, like,
He tried to show you a move or something.
no, he was like, so what? Like, what can? So I was like, but I was also like, I had a couple of
No,
tops
of
in,
course,
so then I'm like, fuck. But at first I was like, nah, whatever, man. But he was like, like, what can you do? Like, how fucking? I don't think it's like he was like, nah, it's not possible that you can just learn some shit and it can help you like in the real world. So then I was like, oh, cool, come for me, and he just went on his back. I was like, I'll fucking choke the fuck out of you now. And then, but like, I didn't apply any patience, but I was like, this is what I can do. Like, I'm here, like, I'm in your ear. And his eyes went,
I will whisper
he was like,
to you
nah,
while I
fuck.
put you to sleep.
Yeah, and he was like, okay. Immediately, I was like, I believe you. Yeah, fuck that argument.
I was at a party, a braai, whatever it was, a couple of weeks ago, and then I had my
Take your
SBG.
medals with you.
They're hanging over the mirror. Lack of medals, and then I had my SPG cap on, and I was showing him some oak because he wants his kids or to do a martial art. And I said, bro, just find what works for you. I said, I'm an ambassador of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I think someone needs to do something striking.
Yeah.
Muay Thai, kickboxing, or boxing. I personally wouldn't go karate. Maybe because I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I know.
But
didn't you do karate when you were a kid?
Yeah, I know.
no, I played soccer as a kid.
I
Same.
like the distance control of karate, and that alone, you know, Coach Grant says like put your like in his class, he's like put your hands up, and almost like this control is one of the beginning
Yeah.
of just the kiddies.
Yeah, that's why
lesson,
I'm
you know
not
what I mean?
shitting on
That's
karate.
just
Yeah, no,
control.
you'll get a lot of like discipline. You'll learn a lot from it. Like
Man,
any martial art, you learn a lot from it,
Boxing, you'll
man.
do same like
Yeah, and karate is a lot of discipline, and it's great.
Yeah.
But it's not jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know,
true.
and so I was saying to this oak,
So a kid will, in other words, a kid will have a lot more benefit in training jiu-jitsu than
Go YouTube,
than
black belt,
than-
jiu-jitsu black belt
seriously,
versus karate black
karate.
belt. And then
I tell you what, Joe, I tell you what, I don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
But when I do, my boy doesn't want to play rugby. He wants to do ballet. You can go do
Go-
ballet,
yeah.
boy.
Okay, it's a
My
good
girl-
time to talk about master.
No. Whatever he wants to do, I support
it,
you,
yeah.
but you're not going to fuck around. But my girl doesn't want to do this. You don't have to do that. Do what makes you happy. But what they will do, will be a non-negotiable in my house. It's the only time I will be that guy is to do jiu-jitsu.
That's where I am.
My girl will do jiu-jitsu. What is the worst possible
My
position
girl-
for a woman to be at on
God.
the streets?
God.
On the back, legs
Yeah.
open.
Okay, so exactly that's a good thing. My
So if
daughter
someone gets her
last
there-
week,
Shit, they fucked.
my daughter last
Snap
week,
City,
she
dude.
was doing the bump and roll, like she was, and she's 6
How
years
old?
old, but
6, yeah.
6 years old. But I take her on a Saturday day to Coach Grant's
Beautiful.
class.
No, that's
But
all
she since very young already, my son is stronger. Her son is a year younger than her, but my son is stronger than her. So they sort of have their own tips. So I told her, you know what, jiu-jitsu will help you. And I showed her small little things like that will help you, like just like
Girls learn
how
quicker
to
than boys. Little
like
girls learn
simple
way quicker.
things, man.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything. 'Cause they listen.
She was on
Yeah.
it when it triggered in her mind. Oh, this is gonna help me.
That's the thing.
So she was like in Coach Grant's class. She's like listening. Oh, okay. After Coach Grant's class, like during the week, I said, if you remember the bump and all the steps, I'll buy you a party pack. Okay. You know?
But you see, one class,
Yeah.
like that could make
yeah.
a whole big difference being bullied at school. And also not just that, from a spiritual side of being confident in close quarters.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to create distance in a conflict scenario. However, being comfortable, your self-confidence is a light to you, man.
Yeah.
You're not sitting there like this. You got people sweating on you,
So,
trying
yeah,
to snap your
yeah.
bloody arm.
Yeah.
You're not too scared to sit next to oak like this anymore, you know?
My eldest, he's going to be 13 this year. He's going to high school next year. So he's like,
He's ready.
I think in his mind, he's like, fuck, I need this. Like, I need this now. But so he's been very keen, but fuck, he was grounded for like a bit. So he couldn't be outside now. I mean, I like, fuck, I got to put the foot down, you know. But he's so keen. And then,
did he enjoy the disco that they had there?
no, he loved it. It was his first Joel. His first like they had COVID and stuff. So they didn't have anything like that for the last 2 years.
So check here, sorry to detract off the topic here, guys, but his son and my daughter go to the same school. So
Yeah.
his son is how?
He's 12 now.
12, 13 and stuff like
Grade
that.
7.
But they had a disco right from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
That was the younger kids with that.
My daughter, them's the grade 1 and grade 2. And then, grade 1, 2, and 3. And then later, the older disco.
Until 10 o'clock. It's my
But
first time
yo,
ever picking up so
so-
late. He said, I'm like, fuck.
So I let my daughter go to the disco, but how do you think guys feel about it? It's a bit early now.
No,
It's a
but
bit early now.
It's a school. disco.
Everybody, all
Like,
of Brassa went. I'm like, yo, now you can't go.
Yeah.
All your friends is going.
Yeah.
What more?
You don't want to be that
I'm gonna
bad.
do
Can't
it
keep your
now.
kids back.
You don't
But
want to be
okay,
that
they had
bad.
it was now grade 1, 2, and 3. That's like even for that, like, oh, so you going to a show with a grade 3 person?
Oh, that's
You
your
still
way,
lucky.
bro.
You know what they used to do before?
The page to you.
So that's like, because now COVID, everything's opening up again. Before, how long are your kids at that school?
This is grade second year. She's in grade R. She went to grade R before, and this is grade 1 now.
So this is my
Fifth.
8th year.
Eighth year. I think.
Because it's grade R and grade
For a
7.
long time.
So they used to do the fucking camp out. Where you pitch a tent on the field there.
Okay.
And then they have the discount
With
during the camp out. Yeah, so the parents, so you as a parent, you go there and you camp out, and then the kids have their own shit to do. Like you, and like, so you're not allowed to drink.
Yeah, so that people smoke.
Gooi the flasks and shit there. Yeah, make a plan, man. But yeah, they used to do all those things, and COVID just came and fucking took everything away. And that was fun. Like the kids enjoyed it. Like I used to
That's
have a
good,
liquor
healthy
time.
fun, man.
Yeah, it's liquor. And then
Kids are going to be naughty, but there's a lack of healthy naughty.
you know, yeah, we were all naughty, man.
Turned out okay, so
I always tell my eldest, like, the type of kid I was, like, I used to catch on cack. So if you trying to catch on cack, like, know what, like, I'm gonna catch you every time. Like everything you do.
How we thought we could get away with it with our parents.
Yeah, I'm like, nah, you're not gonna get away with anything.
they
Like,
catch on clever cuck now though.
so yeah, it's
Do
a
you know
different ball
what?
game.
I almost regret like sometimes, like, because I think I've caught on too much cack, man.
Oh, yeah,
Nowadays the
Brass
kids
in
are
the
not
cup.
catching on cack. They like getting fit, like doing pull-ups and stuff like that, and doing this aerial.
But I
like,
wish my
the
fucking
kids are
kids
just
would do
getting fit
pull-ups.
now. They're not doing like getting out, going out and
but why
getting
they getting-
smashed like we like used
I
to.
think that's a good thing, man.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good thing now. No, it's a good thing. But
So
I'm just
I saw-
saying,
Because the world's changed. You can't just go out and get fraught.
yeah,
No,
it's not like it.
No
You
ways.
can't catch the bus here without.
Yeah.
My dad will tell me about how they used to like take, they used to go to town and then take the midnight train home.
Oh no chance.
No, I did that as
That
well.
wasn't even the thing. Yeah, during the World Cup. During the World Cup.
6 the next morning.
Yeah, I used to sleep at Cape Town Station for the train home in the morning after a jaw.
Yeah, I've done it a lot.
Can't do that
Like,
anymore, man.
Now
I did that, not by choice, on Observatory Station a couple of times. The Obs Fest.
No, it's-
I don't mind the kids like fitness and stuff, but as long as their reason is for the right thing.
yeah.
It's not to please friends, you know. like
Yeah,
peer
yeah.
pressure.
Oh, no, I'm
You
dealing
know
with
what I
that
mean?
now.
That for me, that is like, fuck. I don't want my kids to go through that and that whole bullying.
Are
and-
you
Because social
getting
bullying's
your
a big
daughters
thing.
into a few sports or?
Like the eldest, she's 5, so she must also. I've told my wife jiu-jitsu, it's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Grant and the hand fighting. 'Cause
Yeah.
if somebody tries to.
Yeah, hand fighting.
Hey.
As he's big on the hand fight.
hand fighting.
But the
Especially
Come
with
on,
the coach.
guys, hand fighting.
Because that's when jiu-jitsu starts.
It's, yeah,
As soon as you grab.
with the hands, yeah.
Any other thing can happen. I can run away from a fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
these days, you hit someone, they fall, call the cops, you're in the cuck.
Yeah,
Even if
yeah,
it was their fault.
Yeah.
They came to Monkey and you hit them. I had a mate who's got robbed recently, so he shot her with a pepper gun. He's in court because she pressed charges. She had his cuck and his wife's jewelry cuck under the arm. So he called her. She said, hey, come back here. So he started running. So he shot her with a self-defense pepper gun, which is made for. She went to the cops and pressed charges. He's in court now.
Yeah.
So you can't do that, cuck. You can't even defend your own land anymore.
But if it.
No,
if
man, you
choke her,
can't.
No,
there's
but
no
he's
proof.
a
There's
but he's a big oak. So he said to the cop, what should I have done? Hit her. And he went, yeah.
Nah, but then,
Nah.
yeah,
But then it's a guy versus
Then,
a woman,
yeah.
and then
then
it's a
it's-
race thing because he's a white guy and it was a black chick.
Gender-based violence.
Gender-based, race-based. I thought
Yeah.
there's fucking
You can't win, yeah.
No.
But now they definitely will 6. But I mean, like now I encourage everything. They've got hockey sticks. They've done
Yeah.
horse riding, ballet, gymnastics, hip hop, all this. And then they gravitate towards what they want to do. But jiu-jitsu, even if they just do it for the fundamentals,
Yeah.
and that they have that, we'll always roll at home. We'll play
Yeah.
it out, just so that I'm comfortable to know.
You say just the fundamentals, but the fundamentals is jiu-jitsu.
It's- yeah.
that's the
Black
most-
belts
yeah.
do the fundamentals.
100%.
That stuff. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, somebody reaches out to grab you, and your natural instinct is to actually get control, get the back, choke the
Yeah.
person out. I mean, what more?
Like,
do you-
do
and
it-
that just happens.
We,
like
yeah,
that.
you want to do without thinking about it, just do it.
So yeah, so I like that's.
Somebody mentioned, like, I think you also said earlier, like, that's why I jotted it down here. There's some spirituality to jiu-jitsu, like, and I just think about it, like even like the hugging afterwards. First you try to kill each other, and then afterwards you try to hug each
So
other.
that's
but
martial
it's still
arts
like
though,
it feels like more like a spirituality to jiu-jitsu, and just to certain things than a lot more than other things, like.
For me, I think that there's that element of respect, right? For you going, like, I'm gonna use the competition for example, but whatever I want to win. Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
No one goes there to lose.
I don't
100%,
get
yeah.
nervous and stuff really. I don't know
I
how that
smash.
works.
Yeah, I
So-
fucking.
No, I get nervous.
No, but then
shit myself.
so now I'm standing lining up now against the people. Even when I was like in my chops, and I'm looking at the brand, I'm like, my bro, I'm going to moor you now.
Yeah.
That's my.
That's a
Yeah.
good mindset.
You
Yeah,
need
I'm
to.
not.
You need to.
I'm
Nah,
sorry,
I'll
but
go
that's-
same with the same.
If I lose, I'll argue. If I win, I'll argue. I won't boast or anything. But I'm not here to play games.
Yeah.
And that's just here. And I think that's where, I mean, the small things, no shoes on the mat. It's just that whole respecting that it brings.
Yes.
That in today's world. Is
I think
lacking.
so. I think it
Yeah.
was Dan Severin that said, if you can get into a ring for 25 minutes with a guy and beat the shit out of him for that whole, like, however long, and you're still angry with him afterwards, then maybe get yourself checked out, because whatever you did to prepare for that, your chance or your opponent did the same thing. You went through the same thing to get to the fight. You can't not respect that, man.
For
you,
sure.
You're doing the same thing. So and I mean, like you said before, you look at him and you say, like, this, I hate you. Like,
I'll greet you there, but bruh.
yeah, no, the intention is always there, like we're gonna smash, but afterwards, it's done, man.
It's done.
Like it's finished. Like everything just subsides with it.
That's just like I went to the ADCC and I couldn't compete. But you see the guys who
Why couldn't you compete? Why you?
So I think what actually happened in my in the comp in end of April was that one of the guys, he got disqualified for reaping the knee with Leee earlier. My guy got disqualified, not easy.
Yeah,
And I think I actually sprained my MCL in that fight. But I didn't know. And then a few weeks later, I kept training and then I was sparring at home. I checked a few kicks and then it made it worse. So, yeah, that's been a bit of a bitch.
How do you know you sprained your MCL?
So I didn't know. But that's the whole thing with reaping the knee. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
now, how do you know now?
No, and then like weeks later, I trained obviously a bit. It was a bit uncomfortable. You think it's bruising kind of thing. You let shit slide. I just keep training, and then it was a point where I was like, nah, you have to go to the. You have to go. I think I was at training one week, and Coach Jan was actually. He was pressing on the MCL.
you messaged me and you said, "Oh, my knee's fucked. I don't think I'm gonna train." That same evening, I got a picture from the group, like
Yeah,
you chilling in training.
Yeah, and then Coach Jan was like, I said, yo, my knees has been bugging me up. But you know how it goes. You get the niggles on the feet.
Yeah.
If you don't have some sort of injury,
But
you're
I'm
not
allowed-
doing jiu-jitsu.
How do you
Yeah.
know that and you must, because I get but how do you know?
So
I need to
then
know,
it
how
got
do you
to a
know?
level, and then it's him. He, in essence, he pressed on the side. He was like, nah, bro, that's your MCL.
Mm.
And I had to go straight to
Oh.
physio. Physio did the test. She's like, yeah, bro, it's your ACL.
Another buddy of
MCL,
mine.
MCL, not ACL. MCL, but it was
Okay,
just
so
a-
MCL is
MCL
not
Your
Side.
medial
Also-
cruciate ligament
Yeah.
inside.
But a sprain, not a
ACL
sprain.
is a lot different to
Like, that's
Yeah.
really like tears. And
tear
stuff.
you in your chops.
That's
That
mine.
stuff's
so-
all.
Isn't ACL? I think ACL is the main one.
The stabilizer.
Yeah,
The slope, yeah.
It's ACL, PCL, but anyway, MCL's on the side. It was just a sprain, but it's been an annoying sprain because I've not trained. I think for 4 weeks. Just got go ahead to go back next week, so I'm fucking happy now. But yeah, if it wasn't
Okay,
for-
so watch the and shit like that because I
can't
don't
really-
So
smart for
in
that shit.
ADCC you could reap. In ADCC you could reap.
Yeah,
you
but
can-
it's like you can't really watch that because I mean,
You're
that brat
focusing
didn't
on
know.
killing his feet or something.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he did though. I didn't know what he did.
Yeah, the guy that got DQ with you, he had no idea. He was
had no
confused
idea.
as
I was
fuck.
just
Like,
No, this I can't remember her name. I was training with John and this other lady at in Houtbay, and she told, and I was just like, wow. And then we got tangled up, and then she reaped or something like that, and she said, whoa, stop.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, what?
That means
She said, bruh,
no, it's quick.
that can go.
It goes
bad.
very quick, bro. It goes
Quick,
very, very
wrong,
quick.
quickly.
You tried to turn out of something.
Probably or
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
like she just said stop because I tried to step forward and she said that could have even I tried to move up or something like that. But
Leave
anyway,
your knee
she
behind.
said whoa, and then I just like whoa.
Your
And then it's like-
knee is such a delicate
She
joint.
said somebody during the week hurt themselves through that injury. That's
And
why.
you don't know until you stood up.
Yeah, and it's so
MCL,
like
ACL.
that
Your knee
that
is a
ligament
very
can go and it
difficult
can
thing,
tear
eh?
and it won't be sore necessarily. It won't be like a painful thing necessarily immediately. Like so, if I got you in an arm bar and I'm extending your arm, it's going to be sore before it pops out. But your knee, like it twists and niggles and you don't feel pain, but it will just go like
You can
that.
stretch it
Yeah,
moment, you don't feel it, and then
and then the next day you'll probably feel it.
that's what happened at how much. So weeks later, I was still sporting. I did kickboxing with 2 friends, and then the next thing I was checking kicks. I was fine. Great session, burnt like 1,000 calories. Great, all happy days. Next morning, I woke up. I was like, "Fuck, what's happening with my knee?"
Yeah,
And then I was just like, "Okay, maybe it's a bruise." Yeah, and then anyway, that's it.
yeah. People think a check is a block, and I think it's a
So
defensive
when
move,
will
but
you
it's
be
fucking
back
sore.
after this? Though? You're saying so
Next
soon.
week. No,
But
so
how
next
do you
week.
know it so soon that you can?
Physio. It's not, so you obviously you have to
Oh,
check
okay.
out and you have to go through
Just
the
test
process.
it, they run.
Yeah, so
To see the lax in your knee, see if it's moving
yeah.
much one way or the other way.
So I've been able to cycle
Okay.
recently.
you're
Next
linear
week I
work.
can start jogging, but she's given me go ahead. You obviously have to tape it and all that crap. But
Okay. Cycling
Finally.
is so easier than
with the
than
MCL, it's okay because cycling is this. There's no lack.
Sad, yeah.
no movement like that.
I've been
But
out also.
anyway, yeah,
I'm back next week also.
yeah.
Gonna,
Everybody's back.
Having a
next week.
reunion.
yeah, all the injured guys coming back.
Lekker man, and yeah, I think we covered quite a bit like today. You want to cover the fights? You guys want to cover the fights? You guys watching the fights this weekend?
Are you having
really.
a fight companion? Maybe I'll watch it with you.
Maybe we can have a fight companion. Dricus is fighting. Somebody said.
Yeah, I don't know what's the
I'm
guy's
looking
name.
now. He's
Tavares.
fighting Brad Tavares.
Tavares, yeah.
Tavares is 19-7-0. Dricus is 62.
But Tavares is that a wine guy? I think he was an Ultimate Fighter back in the day.
Is it?
I think so. Let me see a picture of him.
Yo, but Dricus has been unlucky, eh? Like,
Didn't he win his last fight?
yeah, but then he had a fight. On
Oh,
like,
cancelled or
Yeah.
something
like
like
that
that.
late.
Yeah, he's the Ultimate Fighter guy. He's
No, he had a
not,
fight
he's
on
not a good striker.
He's fighting early prelims, but in the last time he was supposed to fight with some guy like high up.
Somebody to
And
pull
he
out.
cancelled
And
or
then
something like
Gastelum,
that.
Oh, was-
he got bumped up to fight Gastelum.
Oh yeah, Gastelum.
Yeah. He
Gastelum
was gonna
pulled
fight
out.
Gastelum.
Gastelum said, nah, he
Gastelum
got
pulled out?
he fell in the
I think he
shower
got injured or something.
like
He
that.
got injured.
I don't know.
Africa, man.
He said,
Is this the shit
nah,
Dricus has to deal with?
This is not worth this juice is not worth the squeeze.
But there's
But I feel like at the current moment, the crop of South African MMA fighters we have, like the cream of the crop now, is fucking so good. Dude.
What do you
And
think of
like,
it, Chad? Snyman?
He's at Richie Kwan them.
No,
Superman.
that Dricus' protege.
Oh, that young Simon. He
Simon.
just won in the EFC.
Yeah, have you guys not seen him?
Didn't he? Wasn't he
He's
in
the champ now.
Yeah. He was won the title in the
Yeah,
UFC.
he's a
Yeah,
champ,
yeah.
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 But I guess there's levels. Eh? It's like
No, for sure,
you can
sure,
smash here and then
100%.
you go.
So it happened, like the earlier guys, like your Ruan Potts, your Soldier Boys, they went over to the UFC, and I think that's where the country's MMA scene realized, okay, we're not there. We need to get there. And then with your Don Madges and those guys, then we met the level. Like Don, his UFC debut fight, nobody expected that.
Yeah.
No, like he cleaned that guy in like a minute.
Then his second fight was super cock, ne?
I mean, so his second fight,
He was injured.
he took it on short notice. The opponent's body type was very different to who we prepared for, but I think he adjusted while in the fight, and he, like, you can only deal with what you got,
Don's
and he
Yeah.
fucking went.
Got good
He
fight
did,
IQ.
yeah, he's
Clever, yeah.
he's smart, yeah.
What's that other? What's that smaller guy, JP.
Base.
Base,
He's fighting now also this weekend, isn't he?
UFC.
I think he's fighting in the UFC now this
Easily,
weekend.
sure.
I think so. He doesn't have a fight coming up soon.
Soon, I
Dana
don't think it's on this
Dana
card.
White posted on his Instagram about it.
Yeah.
Like, watch out for JP Base. It's going to be a hard fight.
I don't think it's this card. I think it's probably the one after.
Okay, could
But
be.
there's
It could
good
be.
fights on this card. I mean, if
Yeah, it's a hard one.
if Adesanya,
If
wins,
Adesanya
obviously,
is on there,
Pereira,
to me,
that's the
the-
fight you want.
The females were cancelled.
What cancel?
I saw ya.
Oh, is
You
it?
should take.
Yeah, Tate, that's right.
The other one is injured.
I didn't even know she was back. What?
She's been back.
She's fighting at a different weight category now. I think she cut weight or something like
Welterweight
that.
now, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
She wants to do
That's
something
just
different.
okay.
This Volkanovski and Max Holloway is
That's a big one.
That's gonna be-
this is their third fight they're going
That-
into it.
The trilogy, what's their history?
2-0
So the
Max.
first one
2-0. 2?
Max.
Max,
Not
yeah.
to Max.
to,
sorry,
to
to
Volkanovski, but the first one I think Max
Max
won.
won. The
I
first
think
one.
the first one Max
Was it a
won,
decision?
but I don't know.
Was it a
Yeah.
decision?
I
Okay.
think Max
Just
Holloway-
go on
I
YouTube.
love him.
Just
I
go on
fucking
YouTube
love
and
him.
see if you can get
So,
a free fight on YouTube.
There was that Max Holloway's got a fight. When is
just
when's
go
the
free
card?
fight.
When?
He's fighting now.
Now Saturday. That guy was
Nasty though.
streaming on Twitch like in this week. Max Holloway. He had a
He's
Twitch
a
stream like in this
Free
week.
fight. UFC free
But-
fight.
Gotta find it Saturday. Let me just play some
For me,
games.
though- For me,
I fucking love him.
Volkanovski's gone up levels, though. Eh?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't
It
think
was,
Max
it was
is
a
gonna-
pro rugby league.
Yeah,
Rugby league boy
yeah.
as well. So
Ah,
he's
but
got
he's
that
just-
mentality.
He's just
He
grown and-
that when Ortega got him in that guillotine.
Oh, that was deep.
That was.
Damn.
Guys, when your head, when your head starts turning red, it's like, he's got you. He's got you. Yeah.
was
Fucking.
That was deaf.
But Tony Ferguson also had him in like a super compromising.
He's a different gravy.
Like he's
Yeah, but these
elbow was like
flexible,
going-
man.
He's
like,
Have you seen those videos of
Totally
him like
different
destroying
direction.
fucking punching bags? And it's not like the bags that we eat. It's there's beach sand in those bags. It's fucking hard.
What are your guys, just going back to jiu-jitsu bit here, as all jiu-jitsu practitioners,
yes.
how, say each point of striking or art is say 10% of an MMA fight. How much do you think is jiu-jitsu worth in that in that stock exchange? You know, what's the equity? Because predominantly wrestlers
Yeah.
are the
I was
champs.
gonna say, just look
Predominantly
at
wrestling.
I was gonna
one
say-
is, look at Khabib's record. Whatever he's doing is like the best.
But
If you were a
He was a
striker,
smash wrestler, but I mean, if
Him
you put him
and
against a
him-
proper jits guy,
yeah, like an Oliveira or somebody. But if you can,
Khabib. Okay, but now, okay,
I'm
so
not
his
taking away
protege,
from Khabib.
so his protege will be Islam Makhachev, and
Yeah.
Islam is gonna go up against Charles Oliveira.
I would love to see that.
And
But
then
there's
is that
levels.
going
I
to be
would love to
essentially
see
the
that
best of
fight.
the jiu-jitsu versus
But Islam and
smash
Charles
wrestle?
don't-
Because you're never going to see Khabib versus Charles.
No,
No,
you're
no,
never
no.
going to
might
see pure jits versus
Islam
pure wrestling. I
versus
understand that,
Charles.
but what I'm saying is like, what
I always,
do you think wrestling has greater equity in it,
No.
or jits?
I've always had this like
With
idea.
wrestling.
I've had this idea if
Seems
you
wrestling.
if you
right
can
now.
be a high level striker who can wrestle, you're a problem.
Look,
You're a fucking
striking
problem.
is. See the problem.
The fight starts standing up.
The problem with jiu-jitsu is I have to get hold of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you can't, and look what Conor McGregor did in Diaz 2.
Yeah.
He just went.
Played his
he
game.
played the
He played
points
his game.
game. He
He played
played
his game, yeah.
that game.
But,
Yeah.
but in saying that,
But Izzy does that also a lot. Izzy doesn't show a lot of his ground or jiu-jitsu.
John
and stuff like
Jones,
that.
but they're
he
both-
just point works, but
I
they're
feel
both
like-
dominant champions.
but look at Oliveira's last fight now. It was Gaethje, no? Whenever Gaethje got him down, Gaethje wasn't a damn going to.
No way. You're not going to engage in
no,
that.
exactly
You're not
right.
He knows.
So,
He
no.
knows. Yeah.
So
You're
that's
not
why
going to go
I
in the snake
think,
pit.
and the thing is, the likelihood of you being strong at jiu-jitsu, right? Being able to hit somebody and tag them.
Yeah.
That's your
It's
opportunity.
the-
Because anybody can tag anybody.
Yeah.
in any given
That's the thing. Anyone
No,
can get it.
this one. Give us. go
Anybody
back.
can get it, and you like.
You were there
You're gonna
now.
go down.
think-
Like
I
you
think-
Give
can-
us a second one.
I think
was-
just
I was-
Free fight, yeah. The
If you-
second one down. That one. Volkanovski. That one.
I was chatting to, but they were saying, cool.
The second one now.
Jiu-jitsu, you're a black belt. You're now a brown belt.
So this is
purple.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's- yeah.
So
that-
this is Volkanovski.
that's the first of it.
So if anybody's watching out
Sounds
there,
different.
if
Yeah.
anybody's watching out there, if you're watching, and you can maybe also wanna watch, we're gonna watch Volkanovski Holloway 2 right now. Yes. 2. This is Volkanovski
And
all the
Holloway
way
is the
2.
best boxer in the business.
Yeah,
we're
did
gonna
you check
watch
that
this
fight?
and we're just gonna check it
But he
out.
gets hit a
You
lot,
guys
though.
can watch with us or
He gets
whatever.
snagged so often.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is
But
round 1.
it's a lot of it's like
That's life.
glazing shots. Or like he gets a hit and then it's like glaring off
Yeah,
him.
he's-
like,
he's good at deflecting.
He's moving,
Yeah.
yeah. He moves well.
How was that fight with, was it Keita?
Who?
Uh,
Calvin Cater.
yeah, Holloway, man, we was boxing.
When he's,
Yeah, I'm the best boxer in the world.
Yeah.
I was watching that the other day, and he looks at the oaks, he's dodging boxes.
He's like, what?
Yo, but he's working.
So I love that
Work
COVID
rate
time
down.
where the fights were happening and you could hear everything. There was no crowd. You could hear the corners yelling instructions. That was dope.
But now, look at this Volkanovski versus the one that fought in his last
No, it's different. It's a different fighter.
Yeah.
He's a different fighter.
He's, even look at the build.
Yeah, he's gotten better, yeah.
But so what I was saying about like the level of South African MMA coming up, there's also like a crop of guys in New Zealand like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are
yeah,
coming
yeah.
through. That
What's that,
Kai from city kickboxing. It's Adesanya's gym, Volkanovski's gym.
That guy's actually gonna probably fight Moreno. Huh?
He's gonna go for a title shot soon, yeah. But
France, what the
yeah,
He's also quite again explosive. Like.
yeah.
The problem is, so we're talking about South African MMA and stuff, is we're not short on talent.
No.
But fish rots at the head. I mean, look at all the
Yep.
footy players. You can't tell me we don't have the
Yeah.
talent in this country. Rugby players,
Yeah,
What do you mean by
swimmers,
the fish rots at the head? Like,
the mismanagement,
Yeah.
and also funding from the government and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Stick.
I mean, our guys go overseas to go train.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go
and then you
overseas to
see,
train?
but when those guys go overseas, you see their level like
They're just
like look at Luke Griffith,
Yeah.
like
Danaher brown belt now.
yeah, and
But our swimmers in the past, the most successful swimmers, like overseas.
Yeah.
What's this?
There was Rake,
Rake. Overseas. What's the other one? Rake.
Chad Leclose. He went overseas, didn't he?
Yeah. And then he came back. But
Yeah.
the first one before Rake, what's that guy's name again?
there was the deaf guy.
Nah, not the.
No, there was what is there so many? He was deaf, and then he would select like his.
yeah. But yeah.
It was a.
Penny Hines.
I know.
Yo, Penny Haynes was a G. Penny Haynes was a fucking.
She
Yo,
was cool.
I just mentioning names.
Rick
Yeah,
Netlin,
Rick Netlin, and there was another
Netling,
Brazil.
yeah.
And Schumann, yeah?
The only one that did it from training locally was what's that guy that was training out of Pretoria now? But anyway, it's that industry is across South Africa.
No,
Yeah,
well, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Such a-
It's a government issue.
It is, yeah.
We have.
It's a grassroots. There's no grassroots in any sport. Like
I keep
maybe
saying,
rugby, cricket.
No, yes and no.
I keep saying
but
they must take money out of cricket and invest more money into
but-
football, of like
No,
MMA
they
and
must
that
take money out
shit.
of ESCOM.
We're so good at. Yeah.
But it's not just that. So, okay, now we've getting into a stage where there's sort of equal opportunities. Getting there. Still a long way to go. But your grassroots, your clinics and all that sort of stuff, we're getting a lot of guys coming through the ranks. What happens after school?
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the Oaks just go missing. I mean, say you have 10 previously disadvantaged Oaks in your rugby team, football team, cricket team, whatever. What happens after them? You'll get maybe 2 that are picked
In
up.
rugby, they sort of getting it right now because even like the Stormers team, they seem to be dingers. But there's
rugby's
a lot
got-
of other stuff.
rugby
They're
will-
just getting it wrong.
And rugby as a sport's got a lot of external funding, man. Like there's people that will put money into rugby,
yeah.
and
It's
so the
private,
government.
man. It's private.
It's yeah.
Because they're trying to
so
run it
they
like
invest in
a business.
Yeah.
in like
But
in
jiu-jitsu
the
is the same.
townships
Like if
and
you,
put
jiu-jitsu
in-
for a spectator to go watch jiu-jitsu comp, it's $100.
But our AJP.
That's ridiculous.
make it free, man.
That's exactly. It's a spectator sport. So like,
I always think like there should be more boxing. Remember when boxing used to be on SABC 2?
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
To get
Wow.
a Commonwealth medal back in the day, you got $1 million for boxing. To get a Commonwealth medal, $1 million. Now I think they get 5 gig. A data card.
Like, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know, but,
Yeah, but they get like next to nothing.
But that's the thing. Like even I don't know, you
But
see
that
man of the
kind
match,
of-
man of the
that
match
level,
things where they
they
get
must put
data.
boxing back on SABC.
Like what is
it's
that?
$500 darts. I'm like,
You
I'll
in-
phone my mom quickly.
You're in the top league in your country in football. Like
or you get like 5 grand or something.
I think when you were man of the match. Here's some data for
in
you.
the lighter weights of boxing, South Africa, we used
Baby
to dominate like
All
hectic.
over. Like South Africa always had good
Hectic,
boxers.
yeah.
South Africa's always had
And we
top
started
class
But it was
Good
boxers.
because
boxing.
of
Yeah.
that. But
Where
it
they
was
going
because of
missing?
that SABC. Remember that they had that big Black Like Me on the dingus, on the canvas. All that was sponsored, me bro.
Yeah,
By that
yeah.
people. And then those fighters used to go overseas.
But even
now,
like
I don't know.
kickboxing, even like
Where's all
Muay
that
Thai.
gone? I
Remember
don't know.
Quinn and Chong used to have these events all the time. Like there was kickboxing, like at least once a month. Even,
That is a big problem. So where's all the amateur ranks?
Yeah,
Even in Cape Town,
there's
you fought
nothing.
in CFL. There's no more CFL.
so now,
Where's the CFLs? Where's the if you don't have good amateur, you can't just go straight into professional level.
yeah.
You have to have a strong amateur.
Yeah, 100%.
Now there is more after COVID. I have seen more,
Yeah.
more popping up, but still there needs to be more. I feel, but anyway,
Think about it this way.
But I do think there is movement. I think we are moving
Definitely.
forward.
But just to see how far behind we are, and this is no fault of our athletes. I mean, we've
No.
got some elite guys here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk like Don Madge and all these
What's that
guys.
heavyweight boxer that we have? Larina or something like that.
Kevin Lorena.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like he's
so
in
I mean,
his
he's
last fight.
badass, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's no fault of that. But to enter the Ultimate Fighter, it's a mixture between MMA and Big Brother, basically.
Yeah.
You guys know the
Yeah.
vibe. You write them a letter with your credentials, a CV. You then send them a video, and they then have scouts checking out. You're getting jiu-jitsu black belts. You're getting Commonwealth boxers. You're getting NCAA wrestlers, all-state wrestlers that are
Thousands of
being
people.
denied.
Yeah.
Thousands of them being denied. Not even a chance to get in the house. Here, you've got a heavyweight champion's blue belt.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just to show you the gap. And look, they've been doing it for a hell of a longer than us.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, we are catching up, but it's just...
So that's what I like to see from South Africa at the moment. Like obviously there is a gap, but 2-3 years ago there was a lot bigger gap.
It's close.
We are closing the gap.
But now they need
you
the
say there's a
funding.
heavyweight
Yeah.
champion, it's a blue belt, but what does Frans Ngannou?
Yo, does he even do jits?
he just stands up. That's a good point.
Black belt
Come on,
in
man.
fucking knock you the fuck out.
I doubt he's further down the line in the blue belt.
Yeah, but he's a different blue belt.
Yeah.
He's a black and blue belt.
Yeah, nah. So that, also like, I feel like Francis Ngannou, if he went to go play in the NFL,
American football,
if he went to go, he would be fucking anything, he does, even basketball. Like he would
Look
just
where
be
he came from. bro.
exactly.
I mean,
That's why, because he's
He's
got
like
the
Tyson. You just
mentality.
gotta...
the drive.
Ross,
Yeah.
this is a question. Is there some value in that? If you like a do you get your stripes quicker or your belts quicker if you a above certain level athlete than others? Like if you were a super athlete, does that ranking?
Well, that's going
is
to
it- is it-
correlate with your ability to grasp the concepts of jiu-jitsu. See, jiu-jitsu is
So
actually
if
designed
Franco,
for the
let's talk about
smaller
Franco
man.
Ngannou
Yeah.
now. Because that is the point that I brought up. So
No. He's a big oak and stuff, but maybe he's really shit at jits.
But
I'm not
he
saying
took,
he is.
but he took going down.
I'm not
that's
saying-
wrestling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
you could wrestle him.
that's rugby. You tackled him.
Yeah.
Fair play.
But
Dominated him, kept him down on the floor.
I tell you what,
That's pressure.
like for me, like I've put on a lot of weight because I want to compete with the heavyweights. So when the big comps come, I can drop a lot of weight. And it's strength and size and stuff does cover a multitude of sins. It does.
Yes.
You give me an armbar or a triangle, I can stand up a bit better.
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
shit.
bloody frustrating. I tell you why, because I get out of a move, I use your strength. I'm like,
Yeah.
So what?
What
You-
you're supposed to.
yeah, you're using your cardio against
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So they just think you don't have the skill set. They're always saying, like, if I do something technical, you don't see it.
Yeah.
I use your strength to get out of it. You're like, what's up,
Yeah.
man? I'm bloody...
It's like when I
Nah,
So
I
roll-
can feel.
I roll quite often with a Lane, you know, Lane's
You
also a
can
big
feel
strong
it.
guy.
a big, strong guy.
And then if
You
he,
can feel the
if,
difference.
if I get into a situation where Lane uses his strength to get out, I think of it as myself as like, I could have avoided that. How do I avoid that?
No, and that's fine. But, like, so I try and flow roll a lot. And they're like, you use your strength. And I'm like, bro,
Nah.
let me use my let me ragdoll you for
That's
a
it.
bit. So like, and it does cover a multitude of sins, but also you don't quite pick up certain things quite as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me because I'm just a bit doff and slow sometimes, but like I think I don't need to stress about that too much because I can just yank it out.
Yeah.
As opposed to picking up the finer details.
But that's exactly like if you look at in my thing with that Hanko guy,
Mm.
to mention names. But every gym is so different. Like not to create other gyms and stuff, but that fundamentals is so important. Some feel that they can just go around smashing you and whatever. That whole comp, he was literally just smashing.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then in essence, I kind of used it like against him. Okay, I was shit tired and I knew I wasn't going to last 5 minutes.
But you were more
And
technical.
He was stronger than me. And I sort of knew there was going to come a time where he was going to try and smash. And in that moment, just got the guillotine.
Yeah, no, you
But
took it.
So it's like-
what weight did you compete at? 83?
85.
85, right?
I was like 81. He was like borderline.
So he competed before at over 120.
Yeah.
So he was a big boy.
But he
You
was
don't lose
strong,
that
man.
strength. You don't
He was
like,
strong.
yeah, you still get.
You know, and I'm competing 120 kilograms at the moment. And yeah, and I tell you what, 120 kilograms, even if you're over 100, it's still fucking 100. And they come in and you guys know, it's like, you just got to know. Like Tyson said, like, as well, he said, you know they're going to come out hard the first 1 round, 2 round, 3 round.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he's going to come for it. So you just know. It's like,
Yeah.
Even the fat guys, there's such
Yeah.
a thing as fat strength. You look at Oak and you're like, I got this Oak. And he grabs you and you're like,
Now, when I watched a lot of Elaine's rolls in the Nogi the next day, and I was like, these O's go, young. It's like they know they're big. They don't care you big also. They want to use their size. And
And
like,
then they pop off.
yeah, they're gone,
They
young.
left everything.
They're gone.
Even if it was a 30-second fight, they are finished.
Yeah, but even like Elaine, after the fight, you see him chill them. Like,
because you use a lot more
Yeah,
oxygen
he's-
and muscle, and you get like lactic acid. I tell you what, like my first comp or two, I couldn't do that afterwards.
yeah.
Because you're so
Maar that was my first grading that happened.
because you just grab that harder,
Yeah.
that adrenaline. You just
You
grab
just
that
grab
stronger.
like
Yeah.
it's just
And
like-
you don't flow.
Yeah.
That's where I think the
This-
black
yeah.
belt. That's where this the greater belts come in because they just know.
The control.
Relax.
Ride the wave. So if it doesn't go and try,
Yeah.
they just ride the wave and see what it does, and have confidence in their skills and knowledge of, oh, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Whereas we just like, fuck it.
Nah, but I think
go, yeah.
It's crazy that that's like almost like the main thing that jiu-jitsu teaches you, like calmness under pressure. like.
Yeah.
And the more you can stay calm under extreme pressure, the better you'll be. It's like that's so like the black belts is like they're so calm under the most extreme
Yeah.
pressure
so here's
possible.
The thing that don't you feel that has now translated to life? Don't you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Eh? It's the exact
Because we
analogy
like-
to life. Yeah.
Could anger so quick, young people could.
And how good is that for your kids then?
Yeah,
If they imagine you learned this stuff now when you were 8, 9,
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
my life would have taken that left instead of that cock right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Promise
why
you right.
I think that's why people always bring that analogies between jiu-jitsu and life
And
and,
life.
and the struggles and why people get so addicted to it like so quickly and like
Yeah.
why people get so infatuated with like
That's why I'm
it's
so
so
glad
good.
my kids are into that. So like my oldest one, I had to nudge him a bit, but once he got into it, now he's super keen. And then my youngest one will see, like me, I was at the comp, he was there watching. So I picked him up yesterday or the day before, and then he came to the door, but he came, he's got like something under his arm, and I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's my bather. So I'm like, I'm not gonna swim. What are you talking about? He's like, no, we're gonna do jiu-jitsu. So I'm like, okay, cool. Because it looks like a rash guard. He's got the top. So I'm like, okay, cool.
And also for him to just see dad competing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Dad can do anything. Dad
So his mom was saying,
Kids are the masters of mimicry. As the saying goes,
Yeah.
they won't do what you tell them, they'll do what you
What
show
you show
them.
them, yeah.
So they go, Dad's going to go do jiu-jitsu. This is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to be cool
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Use that example, and that's why my wife and I, Gender, we train a lot, we run and stuff. Sometimes you're at home on the treadmill, and the kids see you do that.
be active,
That's
yeah.
like, oh, that's actually what we should be doing. My
Bruh,
youngest
you
is-
make it look so easy, man, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't know. My life might be a lot more chaotic than yours. But just to get to my kids, like, maybe I got 3 kids now. So, like, my kids are like, it's like herding cats, man. Bro. One is like running this way. The other one is like running that way, shouting.
But the
It's like-
jiu-jitsu will teach you to be calm in the chaos.
that's my secret.
Jiu-jitsu will teach you to create the path through the chaos.
No,
So,
but
like,
my point, my point is like when but this is so fake. It's a fake thing of life. I see off Instagram like, yo, bruh, how do you manage to keep your kids so much like let's go do this, let's go do that, stuff like it.
Yeah, we've also been lucky, man. 2 girls, and they're very chilled. They're quite chilled, and they've got a good routine, man. And that's we've been
That's a good
lucky.
thing, eh?
We've been
To get
also
him
very
into
lucky.
routine.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're lucky also, to be fair, and It allows me to also do all this shit.
Yo, I got 3 opinionated.
No, they've got
Super
here.
opinionated. This is what we're gonna do now. We're not gonna do your way.
Yeah,
Your
no.
way is not that cool.
And that's good though, 'cause you need them to express themselves.
They've got personalities of their own.
Yeah.
They need to
Yeah.
learn.
So where
They can
I'm
express
at,
them one way, either the
One
good
thing
way
that
or a
is-
bad way.
Yeah, you can't.
You can
tame it.
direct them.
where I'm at now with my eldest, like
No judge.
I can almost see me losing him to the world almost, like because now there was a time where like whatever I did was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Losing him to the world, like.
So
how do you
now
mean?
like
They wanna
he
love it,
gives less and less of a fuck about what I do now. So he's like,
He's finding his own way.
yeah. So he like, and also like that's cool. I want him to do that.
But you still got
But
the
it-
jiu-jitsu connection with him.
Yeah, no, and there's so many connections.
Okay,
like
cool.
there's so many things that he likes that I also like.
And
like
he's slowly starting to.
but find
create
other
his own
things,
path,
and
yeah.
like, and he'll come talk to me, and he'll be like,
That's beautiful.
"Oh, I'm interested in this, and that," and I'll be like, "Nah, I'm not really into it," and then he'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, he doesn't care. He's like, he doesn't care. So like, he'll come talk to me about like stuff that I do know about or that I am interested in, and he's like, "Oh, okay, we'll talk about that," and then I'll tell him straight like, "I don't know about that," and then he's like, "Okay," he's like, "I don't care about you," but also like I don't know. I hope he like carries on liking the things that I like because you grab the shit.
Nah, he's
easily
gonna
and-
spend
How's
his
your
time with
relationship with your
Yeah.
dad? How's your relationship with your dad like?
Nah, so like obviously everyone quarrels with their dad sometimes, but like we good like I'll chill with
For
my
me,
dad,
like my relationship with my dad was like good. Like my dad, like had like a good relationship with me growing up. He showed me a lot of kak and like.
So, like,
so
it's-
he's not so keen on the MMA and the fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he was always like supportive
So-
of other kak and stuff like that.
My grandpa was a boxer. Like he
Is-
used to box, and then when I started kickboxing, I would always try to get my dad to come like watch my fights,
He's like, no,
and he would just be like,
fuck
"I
that
can't
shit.
do it." It's like I can't do it.
Dumb shit.
Like I wouldn't be able to put myself through that. Like, and so he never actually. I showed him videos and stuff, but he never came. And my mom also never came to watch like a fight, like a comp or anything. And
So
like
you don't
it's
have
cool.
that connection with him or anything.
But it's like I don't like I'm not mad about it or anything. Like it's cool. Like don't come up. My sister's been a couple of times, I think.
I've got
And
an
like-
anecdote there. I was cornering with Steve Baz. We had an Irish guy from SBG, Keegan, fought Chad Honeycomb, Superman Honeycomb. So
Yeah.
it was a-
Yo, beast.
That was a fighter.
it was a big fight.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. Kieran, fucking good man. But we were talking, and also same topic. Like, do folks ever come watching? He says they've never been. In his amateur career, they never went, and eventually convinced them, guys, come watch a fight. So they're sitting in the crowd there. And that's Irish. My Irish accent may not be the best.
I'm like,
So, so they're sitting there and they're going and they're back and forth, feeding each other out. And this guy just comes through with a right and cracks Kian.
Oh,
But it was at the moment the crowd was completely silent.
Yeah.
It was just whack, this almighty train drove
It's like
through.
that.
And he stumbled back and everyone was quiet. And he said all he could hear was his dad go, "Oh, Jesus." And then he's like, "Okay, time to fight." And the crowd went. But he said, like, the first, he used to rock, like, in, like, you know, the disco lights come on. And he was like, "Oh, Jesus." And that was
he's gonna get knocked out.
and he said, like, they never came after that again.
No, but like so I couldn't imagine watching my kids fight. Like maybe if I was we training together and stuff, it's a bit different. But still, like it's fucking
It's a
nerve-wracking.
sting.
Even with teammates, like I've cornered some guys in kickboxing, and it's fucking nerve-wracking, bro. Like
You feel like you're in the fight more than them.
yeah, because you can't do anything.
There's
It's-
this thing in stand-up comedy I must tell you about this. So sometimes in stand-up comedy things go your way.
Or so.
But sometimes
Yeah.
they don't. And if ever there's family there or a girlfriend
Oh,
there,
no.
or something like that, maybe you feel like the worst person.
Yeah.
It's like that. My wife was like, she's been to a set where I've died, I think once or twice. And like on the way home, it's like yo, yo.
So we're gonna talk about that.
It's like worst feeling, me, bro. It's just like.
How is that? You start your set, and it's maybe fading early on, and you still have to. It's
worse,
and
bruh.
you've lost.
So,
into the
so it's in a lot of ways it's like a fight. It's like there's I've done sets where I've died from beginning to end, and there's a way in a so there's one night now let me tell you about this. This one night, I go to Mitchell's Plain, right? And on the poster is Mark Lotterin.
Oh no.
Mark Lotterin is live at Mitchell's Plain. But I'm like one of these. So they have like 6 acts for the night. And he's the headline act. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people must come on before him. And I'm one of them, bro. My bro, that first minute, that means it's like, wie's die, bruh? And I'm talking about my lighty and how I'm moving my lighty from a crash in Retreat to Bergfleet and all this guy. And this means it's like, hey, bro.
They just got
They know that's fine.
Where the fuck is Mark?
Where's Mark? Not in my room. So I had to fucking claw and bring out everything. Talk about dick pills, talk about Viagra, talk about whatever I can, my bro. Just to get them.
Make it up on the spot.
And true stories, obviously. But anyway, you'll hear about that. But anyway, I had to claw my way and like, you get 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Like, so there was the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's
for
a
the
long
first
time.
3
Especially
minutes,
with
I'm
a
eating
quiet
shit, my bro.
crowd.
And slowly you get that. My bro, at
Yeah, the
end,
top's kicking in.
I find a big laugh. Like, they got, I'm like, yes.
That's all you came for.
It's like, that's it. Like, it's
But
like,
but
that's what I say. It's I cover it to the fighting sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And sometimes you can, like, fight yourself back. Like, you
Well,
can.
it's a verbal sparring match, comedy
Yeah.
stand-up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But
Because
it's a connection with the
throwing out
crowd.
and-
Is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So
Because
you'll
you're not actually just going and telling jokes. You actually need to connect to the people
the
there,
people.
and
Yeah.
they need to find it funny.
yeah.
you're not speaking to them, you're speaking with them.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be okay to do jits comps now.
Yeah, come.
I
Next
don't
come.
know.
There's one in October. The one in October, isn't
Big
it?
one in October, boys.
Yeah, let's go. Let's all of us do that one.
What's in October? I'm not gonna say.
African champs, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do ADCC and then like 3 weeks out,
I can
2 weeks out,
stay
I got
fit,
fucking
I tried
injured,
my
so
luck.
couldn't.
I
My
asked
wife
the
will lick it.
I was gonna do it, but my back because my girlfriend
Do
talks
it,
sense
man,
into me.
Yeah,
No, this ADCs. He's like, listen, you go for it. It's gonna be your ego.
it's easier.
She says,
Yeah.
you want your body or your ego? And I'm like, I want both. I was like, well, it's not gonna happen. So she talks sense into me.
I was keen.
honest as can be.
It's just like from one comp to the other, just that continuity, learn.
And it keeps you on the straight and narrow as well. You need a hunt, man. We're hunters.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
and
actually
it's
the worst game to watch. Like we went to watch.
Yeah, yo,
Ah,
I
it
was
was so
listening,
good.
yo.
like
I
a
was
rugby or
listening.
footy or something. When you're injured, you don't go watch.
Oh, it was so.
Now we stood there and I was like, fuck, I smart to compete.
But you're
Smart to
gonna.
be in the.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's.
Yeah, so you can imagine seconding or like cornering someone.
Yo.
Yeah.
You just like you
Yeah.
want to get in there.
You see what they should do.
Maybe I must challenge myself. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
Joey,
so
come,
what-
bro, come.
I think every
Well, you got
man,
nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose.
every man needs to get in the ring.
Yeah.
Stand up, laying down, whatever it is in their life.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose.
You've got 3 kids. You've been in many rings. But I mean, in a fighting ring, you know, it's just
It's something to consider. Yeah.
because
You know what?
everyone's a fighter until they get into a fight,
Yeah.
and then you're actually gonna learn your
That's a-
worth as a man. Am I the guy that's gonna just go fucking? I'm done. I don't want to be.
Who
anymore.
am I really
Or are you
like?
gonna be like? Obviously not ego tap. You got me. Well done. Or you're gonna fight through. You find out a lot about yourself.
I think, and also it will take you. Like I felt after I trained for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after still, and it just made your sharpness. You were like
Yeah.
so much sharper.
Yeah, you
Post comp training.
Yes,
you're on a different level
Yeah.
on the mat.
Yeah.
You
Just
just
like you see different things. It's like
you get caught
Crazy.
so much less with the things.
you
Yeah,
feel like you can take
yeah.
on
You're
the
still in
world.
comp mode slightly.
yeah.
Why did you start jiu-jitsu? What was your?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear your story.
My jiu-jitsu story. So,
Did you do stand up?
yes.
Not comedy, fighting.
I was a skinny lighty, man. I was a very skinny lighty. And I always remember my uncle making fun of me, like calling me Snooky and stuff like that. And that was sicker, like all the rest of my family, like even my mother and my father, they used to like laugh at this. Like, so that trauma was there from a young age. And yeah, I love that. He's actually my DJ. He knows where I'm going with my stories. He knows where I'm going. That's why he plays that shit.
That was a good segue.
So it's gonna brilliant. So I have to deal with it all. But I have to talk about it all. So Yeah, I got involved with Coach Ryan Jafter. He got me involved in bodybuilding. That was the first thing I did. But while we were doing Onana, I used to watch. Mr. Calicoda lived in my neighborhood in Retreat, right? So I used to watch Virgil like run a lot. So I knew about boxing like long time ago, and we used to watch him eat pads and stuff like that. But bodybuilding was the first thing that I got into. It's like so I used to lift.
Stuff.
No, not.
Oh, okay.
But just lift weights, like be like a bodybuilder, train like a bodybuilder and stuff like that. And then eventually I started to do boxing a bit, did a bit of boxing. You see this gym, you see that gym and stuff like that. But like it's like no, the shoe never fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been to Bryce, you know Bryce?
Emil Brush, yeah.
Bryce, the Plantation Road, we all know about Plantation Road. But the shoe never fit, like I've been to Grassy Park and stuff like that. Anyway, and then I always had this fear of claustrophobia. Somebody been on your phone.
Great for that.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. I had this fear of claustrophobia, like, and I always knew it and stuff like that. And I saw such jiu-jitsu, and I was like, oh, that's the most terrifying fucking shit on earth. Even when I got into I used to watch boxing, nah? Then I used to get into MMA. And when they used to go on the mat, nah, my palms used to sweat.
He's like, fuck
Because
this.
it's the most terrifying shit on earth that can happen to me, my bro. Somebody to lay on. I never even felt it. But I looked at it and it was terrifying. I was like, oh my God, imagine. And I imagine somebody like you doing that to me.
But you've come in a long way,
That
man.
is
But
the most
so-
terrifying shit on earth. Remember, like,
So
Okay,
for me,
so,
like,
so now I know when I roll, just mount. Just mount and cook.
for me, it
But
was,
anyway, all the shit built up in my fucking head, man. And more than once, I've got like a gun held to my head, like. And then I was just like, after that, like, so the first time,
maybe I need jiu-jitsu.
I tried to fight the guy with a gun held to my head. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you're a puss, man. I can stand up because I did boxing. So I stand up and he takes the gun, hits me with the back of the gun. Yeah, no, in the back of hits me with the back of the gun. I'm concussed. So we both fall to the ground. Had I've known, like you said, 2 months of jiu-jitsu, they would have been fucked.
2 months.
Yeah.
They would have been, but so I don't know what's going on the ground. The other guy comes up behind me, takes a beer bottle, hits me on the back of the head, stitches in the back of the head. Anyway, so that situation, I'm like, oh fuck. Stand up, I was there, trading punches, but on the ground, I was fucking useless. Again, after that, like I was like, yeah, fuck, I need to know this. So like, it was almost like this, like this extreme fear of something, but if I know that, it's like gonna help me. So I knew it was always there, but I was scared of it. But it's like, yeah,
Like pulling the band-aid off.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it's gonna
I have to
hurt,
do it. Like,
but it's gonna heal.
I have to do
But
it.
two
Yeah,
birds, one stone then.
yeah, because I always knew about. From boxing. I knew about boxing from young, from stand up. Always knew that could be a way of being guy.
So for me, it was like I did kickboxing, but I did Muay Thai first. And then I always thought, okay, you're going to stand up, you're going to strike and hit each other. And then one class I went and they're like, okay, clinching now. I thought, what the fuck is this? And then like,
That clinching game's tiring.
got swept, got like, not connected with the elbow, but the guy was like, okay, elbow there, knee. And then like, it's like a whole new world opened up. And then, so it's striking, but it's also kind of grappling, like wrestling.
No, it's
Like-
clinch wrestling.
So it's like something opens in your mind. You're like, fuck. But and then I always say the Thai clinch is such a valuable weapon in like normal self defense. Because if you get a guy in a Thai clinch and he doesn't know what he's doing,
he's got no
he's
weapon.
fucked, man. You
Check here, there's
like a proper. If you can secure a proper Thai clinch, you can control that guy. If you got his neck and his head.
Check here, we were talking about something earlier. It's like the weight difference. The weight difference between me and you is clear, profound.
Yeah. So it's
Walking
like
out
a
there
kid.
in the down the road and stuff like that in South Africa is fucking dangerous. I mean, we all know this and stuff like that. So just to I think like, and everybody's got this fucking. Everybody says they got anxiety, like, and the one of the anxiety is brought on by being
South Africa.
In one of the
dangerous position.
You're in one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
The best
yeah.
way to take control of that anxiety and that vulnerability that I once had is jiu-jitsu, I think.
How do you feel when you like train and you like you roll with a bigger person? Like if you see you going to train with like
It feels cuck, but
no, but
afterwards,
before you do it, what's the mindset? Like say we're rotating and now you're gonna go with Ross or Elaine.
I'm gonna try to stay alive, or I'm gonna try to do progress at least a bit further than I was the last time. So I know I'm not gonna be able to do an arm bar anymore, some shit like that. But maintain position, maintain my position, like not let him get a better position, all those type of things. But if that happens, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy, like,
You
I'm
achieve
like,
your goal.
in the real world, this is gonna be a plus, a big
Yeah.
Like,
plus.
see, I almost like I roll, and you obviously have to be aware of the fact that the guy's stronger than you or bigger than you. But the moment you start, it's like I'm gonna use my sort of strengths to overcome. So
You get a plan in your mind. You plot like a.
Because it seems crazy, but the weirdest thing is you can be smaller than that guy, but you can still maintain control and dominance over the guy. That's always okay. I know-
Roll with John. And
Yeah.
roll with John.
How do you cope with John?
High level technique.
You guys know I've rolled with you guys. And I'm
Yeah.
quite. I don't put my full weight.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
quite a decent oak to roll
lick
with.
it.
But pressure feels.
It's good to know. You a good guy to learn how to roll with a big guy from.
Yeah, because I'm not
You're gonna
I'm
hurt
not
us.
smashing. Oh, it's not that. I try. I call it lazy jits. I play when I started jits. I was like, you know what? I need to check my fucking ego here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that oak, that white belt trying to rip heads off and shit.
Yeah.
So I went, okay, cool. As white belt, I'm going to learn defense. So I played on the bottom as much as I can. And you guys know.
Yeah.
Up, roll, I'll go,
You
where
cool,
do you
yeah.
go? Side, back, and then. So I know, worst case scenario, I'm not going to die there.
Yeah.
Die as in tap. Should I get tapped? I want to try this. Oh, fuck, that didn't work. Okay, cool. I learned so. So, and then like my attacks aren't really that good. But I'm slowly learning my game now. More of a pressure game. A cook, get on, like on the last comp. Like, no, guys, it's like, I'm going to cook these oaks. I'm not going to try anything fancy. Fancy's not my game. I'm not built for fancy.
Yeah.
Mine is that kind of pressure. People think it's weight. It's not fucking weight.
Pressure.
I've had 120 kilograms on me where I didn't feel much of them. I've had a 60 kilogram person on me where I thought my head was going to pop.
Get it, Josh.
We go. For example, they just know that life blade is little, but it fucking gets in the right spot.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. So so for me, running with smaller guys it's actually cuck. You guys find the gaps so easily, and I'm not good enough yet to kind of just shut that all down.
Yeah.
And I'm not dick enough. In a competition, I'll be.
Yeah, it's such a different role in a
But you
competition.
don't want to be that training partner.
That's the other thing also, when you go to the comp, you get to be that guy.
Bro, my first match, I was such a dick. I was such a dick, bro.
I don't care. Like,
Check it. My first match, I don't fuck off. I've never competed in just match, so we line up. And
you had a long wait, bruh.
yeah, but so we're standing now. We maybe after the guys coming on the mat, we after the guys after them. So we're lining up there in like the bullpen, and my opponent comes to me and he's like, "Yo, you didn't put a profile picture on." And I'm like, yeah, man, I just made a thing." He's like, "Fuck, I didn't think you'd be this tall." So like in my mind, I'm also thinking like, "Shut up. We're gonna fight." Like, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
I'm not your friend now.
Yeah,
We're
like,
gonna
I'm
be
not gonna
friends
fucking talk to you.
afterwards,
He's like,
yeah.
"You're fucking tall." And then I'm thinking, yeah, I am fucking tall, yeah. Fuck you.
So what?
So then, we're going, and then he pulled guard, which was weird. I didn't expect anyone to, because wasn't it that somebody told us you're gonna lose points if you, like, negative points if you
There's
pull
a
guard.
disconnection if he pulls, but if he's holding and he sits, fine.
So, yeah, so he pulled guard, so I'm like, okay, now I'm on top. Dick mode. I got my fucking forearm like over his nose line, and I'm pushing. I was just like being the biggest fucking asshole in the world. And so I won on points the first fight. After the fight, we start picking up, and the guy's like, "What the fuck?" He looks at me, and then I was like, "Yes, that's what I want. That's the
Yes,
fucking."
but I'm sorry.
Your fight
Yeah,
was
no.
a key fight, eh?
Yeah, I did the gi. Yeah. But
So you were like,
bro, it
you
was
were having
like
sandpaper
so.
in the face.
I could hear Ross and I think it was Carl. I could hear them saying shit, and they were saying pressure, 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 and I was just thinking like, whatever pressure I can give, like if I fucking need to fucking purple nurple this motherfucker, like just pressure, and I was like pushing forward, and I had my fucking the cross face like pushing his head, and like it didn't look nice, like I could see the guy wasn't comfortable, but that's what I wanted.
But that's part of the game.
Yeah.
That's the competition game. It's not being a
Competition.
So I'll never roll like that in the gym. I'll never roll like that in the gym, like ever. Like
But
You
that's
can have
what.
gamesmanship, and still have good sportsmanship.
yeah,
You're not poking
It's not
them in the
illegal.
eye.
yeah. I wasn't
No,
cheating. Yeah,
No.
But that's
That's-
exactly what they like. Part of the fundamentals, what they're always drilling into our heads is that dominance from
Yeah.
the beginning. So if you feel somebody's head, like big on the head control,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
winning that battle, you've got to offset that.
yeah.
And it kicks in more in competition.
And how that head controls
Not your bra.
fucking. It's
Ah,
a
that's
motherfucker.
for me. That's like a big thing. Straight away, I want to be head.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be. I said I'm not friends, my bro.
Yeah, nah. We can be friends afterwards. It's cool. Like,
All my comps is white belts. I was like, follow the rules. You don't be that guy. And everyone like,
Don't be the dick.
no, Oaks were
Dude.
fucking pulling. They were yes.
They were doing it to you.
So many teeth, and I'm like,
Fingers.
Ross,
Like,
don't be. that.
yeah.
I
So I always,
figured,
even in
I'm
a
like,
comp, if you got a rear naked and it's not under the chin, and you can fucking crank that
Yeah,
jaw or
crank
something,
that jaw,
just
yeah,
do
it's
it. Like
cut
it's
so.
sore. They're gonna tap.
The Oaks were like trying to break. You know, they put
Yeah,
blade on
across
your
the
nose, and
Yeah.
nose like it
Yeah.
push it.
and they push it stuff. And I had that to me, and I was like, Ross, just don't bite.
Don't
They're being
be that
dicks.
guy.
But then like Chantox, and they're like, you must do it. It's legal.
Yeah,
I'm like,
fuck it.
but that's being a dick, and they're like.
But
Do
that's
you want to
not gonna
win?
get
Do
you
you want to
there.
win?
And they're like, okay, that's difference between gold medal and silver medal.
Yeah.
That's not gonna get you the win though. That
So like the
cranking the
Kimura's, I'm putting elbows in those
So that-
ribs now.
That's why, like,
can, you
in these high level fights, like Adesanya, when Adesanya does the point thing and he goes the distance and he just does enough. I don't understand why people get so upset because, like, you know, at that level, they just need to do what they need to do to win. Like, they need to just win the fight at the end of the day.
Usman against Masvidal, I think the first fight. It was like just stomping his feet the whole time.
Just not let him. Like,
wrestling.
you won.
But I needed to win.
Yeah, you won.
How many knockouts has Mayweather had?
Yeah.
I can't stand Mayweather, but he is one of the best.
He's
pound for
he's
pound. I
so
can't stand
fucking
him.
slick.
He's one of the. He's done just enough to win the fight. He goes home pretty. He's not gonna have early onset Parkinson's dementia.
No,
when
yeah.
he's 60, 70.
Doesn't
he's
take
gonna go on
shots.
to be a competent
Yeah.
grandfather.
Yeah.
With lots of bloody money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Well, hopefully he still got money.
Yeah. It comes in and
Check
goes
out
out quick.
what Mayweather did to Pacquiao. If you can't see the mastery in that, like.
Yeah, it was like
they should have
beauty
fought
that-
like 6 years before that.
Yeah, for sure.
They should have
Don't
fought like
matter.
way
Even for
before
should have
that.
fought. The beauty
Right,
was
you're
in
right,
that.
you're right.
How
yeah.
did he do that
No,
at that time?
So Canelo is like, I think Canelo's.
So you can save 6, 10, 4, whatever years before
Yeah.
that. But what happened at that time
I think
Counter.
was
there's
beautiful.
there's like in boxing. I think there's a timeline, man, and there's like you got to do it in those specific years. Like if you look at Canelo's whole career, now he's at the
Now
front
he's-
end where he's going, but he had his time where he was like the journeyman and like just come up and he was young, but now he's
I
the
think-
guy.
In my opinion, I think peak Canelo, peak Mayweather will beat peak Canelo.
100%. I agree with that. I agree with that. I do
I don't
agree
know,
with that.
In my opinion.
I do agree with that.
Because Canelo.
And I know, but
I agree with that.
the only thing
Defense
Canelo
has
is heavier right now. He's much heavier right now.
he hits
than what
harder.
was.
He has a
Yeah, but-
greater
Because
punch
he's
volume.
heavier.
But you've got to hit Floyd.
Exactly.
But you've
right.
got to hit Floyd
Yeah.
I
though.
remember
He's not
sparring
gonna
with
hit
Gary Joshua and someone else, and I'm like, and there's one get Gary. And
Yeah.
like, every time like my hand leaves, I'm getting tagged.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Counter punch.
I'm gonna fucking hit. If I just hit this oak in the morning now, 3 weeks I was getting the
Good
shit
luck.
beaten out of me. Even though I'm bigger, I'm trying not to hit hard. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to hit hard. And I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna fucking hit down. Week 3, I'm grumpy, I'm dropping weight.
Nah,
I'm
you,
fucking, so I start throwing, and I'm like, not hitting the guy. I'm like, Because everyone thinks like, oh, I just need to hit Mayweather once. Okay, try hit him once.
Try hit him. That's
That's the thing. Try hit him.
hit him.
And
But-
you're on a couch. These oaks are training
Yeah.
their lives.
and they can't land the.
You're not gonna hit Mayweather, even at level. And when you're not gonna hit him, he's gonna hit you with two.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. The minute your hand leaves your face, he hits you.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a-
That's what's
and
gonna
like,
happen.
If you watch a Mayweather
Always
fight,
sees a
he's a
Mayweather
computer.
win, Mayweather
He's a fucking.
Pacquiao, yeah. It's a
Like he
beautiful-
doesn't look like he's thinking about what he's
Mastery.
doing. It's just coming.
It's natural.
It's just coming. It's
But
just like
it's the same with jiu-jitsu though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, you don't want to be that guy that's going to do something wrong and then the next thing you on your back
Yeah.
control too.
Yeah.
And that's where that control.
Do you know I
comes
watched
in.
Glover Teixeira versus the fucking Viking fucking that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
And Glover Teixeira had him rocked and he jumped for that
There's
guillotine and I
Mayweather
was even
Pacquiao.
like, what the
This is the full fight.
Yeah.
This is the full fight.
Was Pacquiao injured here? Didn't he say
He was my shoulder. It was hurting.
It's easy to say
Full
after the
fight.
But so that Glover Teixeira fight, he has the guy rocked, like he's wobbled, he's fucking raining shots on him. And the guy drops there and he jumps for a guillotine, but it's like in the 5th round or something. So they're all sweaty and they pull his head out straight away. And I'm like, why? And the rest of the fight is on the bottom. Like he was on the bottom from there. Like you jump for that guillotine, you took that risk while the guy was on fucking Queer Street.
That's the problem with my jiu-jitsu game. I play on the bottom. And in a competition, you don't want to be. I mean, Chris Harder from overseas, he goes, rule number 1, get on top.
Yeah,
Rule number
yeah.
2, stay on top.
So
So
rolling with
my
Keegan.
kids game is don't get on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna be painful. It's cock there. You on top of me is cock. Him on top of anybody on top of me is cock. It's the world. It's like it's
But you need to know how to
it's
defend it.
terrible.
Yeah, so there was a
Yeah,
time
but it's-
where I
it's
was big
never
on defense on the
comfortable,
bottom.
Nero.
I was
It's
like,
never-
okay,
it's like I wanna.
I'm going to start at the bottom just so that I can work defense. But then you get guys like you, Elaine, and they're like, "Yo, go to the bottom. Then you're fucked. There's just no way you're getting in the top again.
Yeah,
You
if
have to-
Elaine is on top of me,
there's nothing you can do.
Otherwise,
Like,
he's gonna squash me.
There's-
His head is gonna be here, and he's gonna try to pull both my arms off
Yeah.
Then
at the same time.
that's why jiu-jitsu is such an incredible sport. Because it is so cerebral.
yeah.
It is, what do they say? It's like trying to
And
solve a
to be in
200
that- in
pound
that stage.
Rubik's Cube that's unsolving itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to, I've got this problem I need to solve. But while I'm working it out, it's changing the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when you go back to the fundamentals.
So by that you mean like the pressure that's coming onto me now?
Well,
it's
whatever the person's doing, I
Yeah.
put my hand there, my foot there, whatever you
The
go.
questions are
"Kev, I know
changing,
how to
yes.
solve that. I've moved my hand. Fuck, the question's changed.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
need to find the answer for that.
But
Yeah.
that's also where those like the steps that we're always doing, you know, like you're chaining stuff together because you know, shit, if this doesn't work, okay, you
Do
go
something
to
else.
that.
Other
And
options.
it's the same with the defense because you can quickly mess an attack up and then you have to defend,
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's
So
it's just that reactive, man. It's just that.
That's why I
all.
enjoy SBG so much because their philosophy is fundamentals, and fundamentals doesn't mean what's most basic. It means what works the best for you.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're doing a drill or something, and I've been to other academies and stuff, and they're like very systematic, which is cool. My body shape isn't like yours. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I can't do this rubber guard shit for now. It's something I need to learn
Yeah.
learn how to defend and stuff, but that's not my game. And they go, no, you must learn it. Where SBG goes, that's not going to work for you. Let's find something that works for you. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
They're in that cool cerebral philosophy.
For me, the beauty of jiu for me, like, so I have this theory, right? Take boxing. If you never done boxing before, you come, maybe you're like 21 years old, and you get put with like an elite, like a Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach coaches you for 4 years. You could probably go and take on like some top level
You
boxers.
make pro am.
Yeah. For like you can be very competent. 4 years of jits, you a fucking small fish in a big pond.
You're deadly to the man on the couch. But in the
yeah,
church
yeah.
world,
No, for sure.
think about it this way. You're lighty. I don't know, kid lighties, they punch and kick. They don't grapple as much.
Yeah.
So everyone has the ability, guys, girls, trans, whatever, have the ability to throw this and the feet.
It's crazy that that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
These are
It's-
shit
it's
weapons.
deep
These
in
are the
our-
shittest
deep in our
weapons you could ever
hypothalamus,
have.
Bro, we are primed to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fight has changed to the boardroom,
Yeah.
to the wealth, to the bank account, to whatever.
But there's always a battle.
But there's, in the lizard part of the brain there's something in us that finds sort of solitude in violence. That's
Yeah.
why violence is beautiful. And as I said earlier, and I don't mean
Change
going
it in the
outside,
right way, yeah.
talking about in control. Why do you think we watch boxing? Why do you think we watch MMA and stuff? It's the Colosseum.
It's yeah.
If you go to Wimbledon, drinking your pims, fight breaks out in court 3.
You watching them? Yeah.
Who's watching the tennis?
Yeah.
Or you're watching the fight?
Yeah. It's a natural reaction.
It is deeply embedded as we are drawn to conflict. Why do you think there's always wars?
Yeah.
Everyone wants this utopia. We don't.
Doesn't work.
We will create problems for it. So that's why jiu-jitsu, beautiful controlled aggression.
Yeah.
Controlled violence.
I just
But
wish I knew.
I don't think it's always the punching though. With my kids, like so they were first like slap each other. So that was their first. But I told them, no, that's not how you solve your problems.
Elbows.
No, rather
Low kick,
grappling.
low kick.
And that's what I say, rather grapple.
Yeah.
Don't hit.
Lekker.
Just no. So I might be a bad dad out there, people.
Now you can't
But
stop
I
your
told him-
siblings from having the
Not killing
Fight.
each other.
Exactly.
You can't,
It's
you can't.
difficult like, to stop people from always
They
these
need to
markets.
find their place in their social hierarchy.
Yeah, in the hierarchy. So guys, no hitting, but you're allowed to grapple. So my son was obviously, he's a year younger, but he's physically stronger because
That'll improve your daughter's game.
But you-
Judge gamers now.
But you got liquor age gaps, man. So they're kind of close to each other. Mine are 7 years apart.
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
So the oldest one is now
gonna
he's getting
dominate,
bigger.
like,
It's not about like, but even just like interactive conversations, man. So like he's got a very like I can see his social battery depleting with his young, but also because he's a kid. And then like so you'll try to be like
Attention
okay,
span.
yeah, he'll be like okay, but I also don't want to deal with this like your kid shit.
Yeah.
But he won't be like a dick about it. But I can see like I can physically see him being like fuck.
Do I have to?
I just don't want to deal with this right
But that's
now.
your light also being like, he's also dealing with some stuff like he's learning to be like also, like, he's almost like a
tolerant.
cool dude.
Yeah,
like,
you're more
I'm
tolerant.
not
That
gonna get
phase,
upset with
Yeah,
this, like,
yeah. But like it's, and the younger one thinks he's also fucking 13 now. So I can do all this other shit. So like, we went with the disco the other night. He was like, "Can I go to the disco too?" And I'm like, you don't even go to that school, bro. Come on.
What are your guys' plans for jiu-jitsu on the topic here? Are you like heading for black belt? Do you want to become professors? Do you want to become an African champ, a world champ, at a white belt, blue belt? What are your guys?
For me personally,
Goals.
at first, like when I started, the thing of you want to be a black belt one day, and that's there. And then as you go along, you realize like, man, you just want to have the journey.
Yeah.
You just want to go do the steps, to like compete, train, whatever. Like it doesn't really matter. So even like me and Keegan would speak about like getting the blue belt a lot. But the more it goes on, the less it means, man.
Yeah.
It's like whatever, man.
That's
Like,
that's the first time I've even now thought of that. To be honest with you, I didn't know what jiu-jitsu was. I knew fighting and
Yeah.
MMA and stuff, and then it's literally 2020 October at the gym, and they were like, "Yeah, just come try," because I didn't know what the
Yeah.
difference between no-gi and gi. Didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
That's
and I went to
interesting.
try.
Yeah.
I had no
But didn't you
idea.
watch MMA or anything like that before that?
Yeah, but
No,
you
but that's
see
not
MMA,
jits.
you see violence. You don't
But it's
only
not-
see
yeah.
jits.
Because jiu-jitsu,
No, but
if you don't know jiu-jitsu,
street
jiu-jitsu is
fighting.
No,
not a
but when
spectator
I
sport.
saw MMA
It's not
in
at
the
all.
early day, so for me, I watched MMA, right? When I started watching MMA, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then when I went back, I learned first time about the Gracies.
I just thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
okay. And then you know what was dope enough for me? It's like, I can't remember what it was, but you can look on UFC. It was like a summer, like a sumo wrestlers.
Yeah.
And all
UFC
that
one.
crazy.
Yeah.
Where they wanted to find out what the best
What the style was.
Yeah,
It was
it
a
was
style,
sumo
yeah.
wrestlers
And it was
versus,
Gracie.
and then there was a Gracie brother.
For like the first couple of UFCs, they
Yeah.
dominated.
Full on.
And then the Gracie brothers used to stick it in the,
Where
in
he
the
was holding
keys.
Kimbo
And I
by
was
the
like, what
pony.
the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
And
There was an oak in there with one boxing glove.
Yeah. With the jab.
That's what was cool for
jab,
me, man.
jab at him.
I didn't do any of that.
And then I think it was it Frank Mir that beat Brock?
Yeah, heavyweight.
Yeah.
But he did
Brock's
it.
first fight.
It was Brock's
Frank Mir
first
with an
fight in
ankle
the
lock.
UFC.
Submitted
Yeah.
him. Submitted
Ankle
him.
lock.
Ankle
Yeah.
lock. And so that I was like, because I used to watch
Brock
WWE.
Brock is
So,
athlete. That's
so
an
Brock
athlete.
went over to UFC. So I was like, nah, I must watch this shit, man. Bro. Brock Lesnar's gonna fight in a real fight.
and Brock Lesnar
And
was
then-
a proper wrestler.
Then,
not a
but our
WWE.
friend Murder
Yeah, it's NCAA wrestler.
made him in his mood, and I was like, shit. And then they said again, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of times where I was like, oh, this
But
shit,
all
jiu-jitsu
I
is
saw-
like heavy.
Mer's a jiu-jitsu guy, most like he's a
Yeah,
But
yeah.
all I saw was guys fighting stand up and it goes to the ground. Look like the street, bruh. I
Yeah.
just saw fighting. I didn't still do the whole digging up until I was now. I went to kickboxing as another form of fitness as COVID. Always snap and can fight. And my younger brother also is very into fighting.
Interesting.
And that was it. And then they said, come try. And my first session, it was no-gi. But it was like, mensen jumping all over you,
Yeah.
awkward drills, fucking Kimura, you got balls on your head, bruh. It's like, super cool. How is this
The
okay?
worst when you try to show someone something. I watch a lot of jits at home. My girlfriend's watching, and she looks at it, and I
what
was
the
like, in
fuck
like a
is it? Yeah.
69%. And
Yeah.
you're trying to explain, no, it's actually got me and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Looks gay.
Yeah.
Looks gay.
So going back to your question, I've actually never thought about that. It's literally just been progression.
Let's go
for
to
me.
jits.
Yeah.
So the first 6 months, like, bruh, what the fuck you doing? You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then from like month 7 or 8, started clicking. So I was like, wow, okay. Then we had the grading and all of that. And it's like, okay, what better way to do fitness and to learn?
Yeah.
Learn the skill. That's a life lesson as well, because one day you're on top of the world, next day you get
Yeah.
absolutely smashed. Not even one day, it's sometimes between rolls.
Yeah.
You like moving
3 minutes later.
Yeah, bah, bah, bah. And then so for me it was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep this for as long as I'm physically possible or able to do it.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to do. Obviously, you get excited when there's a possibility of grading and stuff, because we're new to it still, you know. But it's just
and it's a reward for your hard
it's,
work.
it's the reward, yeah, because we've been consistent. Look, we do it like 3 times a week, and we've
Yeah.
done it for nearly 2 years. At least the two of us. In the early days, it was just the two of us and
Yeah.
Coach Jan.
Yeah.
We're doing like 7-minute.
I was a
drills and-
white belt for like 6 years.
Yeah. So
A lot of people used to
Broken
call me,
service
I
show.
had one fan, call him a fan, fucking sandbagging, Ross, you're the biggest sandbag. I won't say his name. And I'm like, I don't grade myself, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not the coach of me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was through surgery. That was for 3 stand-up fights, through 4 broken ribs. So I was out a lot of time. I didn't
yeah.
have a lot of mat time. I
yeah,
did
yeah.
a lot of shit work and love life and all that sort of stuff. So my actual rolling time was minimal.
Yeah.
So and like you guys, or not like you, I want that black belt.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to get your blue belt? About 2 years. I'll get it in fucking 1.
Yeah.
A couple months, you realize that thing covers 2 inches.
It's
Yeah.
You
gotta
gotta
cover
do
the
the
rest.
rest.
Because the thing
Yeah.
is, the white belt still comes and he smashes you anyway.
And it happens.
So, like,
some guy comes in and you just, jeez, what happened there?
I got to this point where I thought I was stagnating. I wasn't progressing. And I was going 3 times a week. I was consistent.
jits now?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu.
You'll get that every couple months, bro.
No, but then so me and Joey also started around a similar time. Like we were together, and then
Yeah.
we would roll a lot, and we would kind of like be equal. And then Joey took like a break. I think you were off for like 2 months or something.
Yeah, I took lots of breaks. I took lots of breaks and lots of shit in
But
life.
there was a specific time where you took off and I was consistent, man. I just
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
going,
no,
kept going.
I-
And then you
I-
came
I-
back, and then we rolled. And then it was the first time I properly like dominated, and I was like, but we started at the same time. The only thing I've been doing is coming. And Joey hasn't been coming to the gym, so that... And then I realized, you might not see it, but you are getting better every time.
That's
You
the
know the
thing,
sad thing about that is like you gonna tell me about that in jiu-jitsu, and there's another comedy brother that's gonna tell me about that in comedy.
No, you got it. You
It's like
got to
I'm
keep
trying to
working
do
on
too
your
much
shit.
shit. Like, why must I do comedy, podcast, and jiu-jitsu just because Joe Rogan
Why
said
not?
so? Like,
Nah, do it. Find the time. Like,
Find
so
your mix,
even
bruh.
with tattooing, like I can't. So obviously I'm a tattoo artist. I can't not tattoo for too long, because then like I start losing my shit. Like so
It's a
I'll
personal
Rogan, do you
skill.
yeah, like I'll tattoo myself rather.
Ross, do you think I'm spreading myself too thin?
I don't know what your schedule looks like, but
I got a permanent job and I'm getting a new job, so I'm gonna even work.
You've got some opportunities. So no, I don't think it's spreading yourself too thin.
But okay,
is
attending
You're making the effort in.
jiu-jitsu once a week a problem? Or once or twice a week?
attending jiu-jitsu 0 times a week is a problem.
Yeah.
One is better than none.
It's better than being on that couch, man.
You have to find your balance, bro. You have to see what's gonna work for you and your family.
They say you can't fill from an empty cup, and I truly believe that. I mean, when I start, life gets a bit overwhelming. I can correlate it to my lack of not a religious person, but my spiritual.
Yeah.
So
That
jits.
journey comes from jits for me.
Yeah.
I generally find that my church will be gonna go surf.
I want to say that, bro. The church of jiu-jitsu, but
You know, but like
Yeah.
it is. I tell you, I leave the mats whether I was the hammer or the nail that day, and life just kind of just quietens down. The
Yeah.
voices just shut up a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a big miss. Like I've missed it for 4 weeks now.
Yo,
it's a huge miss.
I mean,
bruh.
with this, when I tore this out, I was out for like 2 years. Very sorry. Out for 2 years, and I was fucking going mad.
Yeah.
I was
2
doping
years,
too
2 years
much.
long.
I was-
Bro, I
the
wanted
rails.
to. There was a time I thought about like just going to the gym and watching the guys train. I couldn't train myself,
Yeah.
but I'm like,
I
let me
was
just watch.
close to that.
Like,
I was close to
I
that.
just like, I just want to be in the gym and just like
It
sitting at
just
home.
became a part of life, no?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it's something you need, man. Like
Yeah.
a good thing.
It's they say everyone's an addict, just on different drugs.
Yeah.
True.
Money, sex, fame.
I like
wealth.
guillotines.
Yeah.
My dog.
Yeah, some people on the recreational drug side. But as long as you can kind of have a healthy drug in your system,
man.
look, whether it be CrossFit or functional fitness or hiking
Yeah.
or mountain biking,
Yes.
whatever it is, find it and do it. I found it in jits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it in people trying to kill me and
Yeah.
vice versa. And it's
Simulated murder.
exactly right.
It's so
What's an
lekker.
involuntary yoga?
yeah, man, yeah, man.
What is that? Somebody said the art of folding clothes with people still wearing them.
And with that, I think we come full circle, guys. We said we're gonna go an hour and a half. We've gone 2 hours if you check your times.
Lekker.
Good
And it's
chat.
been an awesome time chatting with you guys, man. Any final thoughts, there, guys?
Everyone start doing jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody just to try jiu-jitsu and can't wait for you to compete.
Yeah, Joey. Next, let's see you compete in October, man.
Tomorrow, me and tomorrow I'm sitting for some time with me and Lee's gonna get a.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, I got
A full
a
sleep.
full day booking off,
no,
half
no,
sleep
just like,
tomorrow.
Wait, when you say
Just
full day, how many hours?
That's a big lunch, Joey. you're gonna be with me all day.
Uber Eats, brah.
Nah, so yeah, we're gonna.
luck.
I was gonna say like, yeah, I got a big tattoo tomorrow. That guy's gonna cack. Eh?
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go for a tattoo tomorrow. So July is my birthday month. I'm turning 40.
Yo, it's a good one, good innings.
Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah. Lucky my genetics, I don't look so 40.
But I didn't think you were that.
You know what I mean?
I still thought it's
I
like
thought you my age.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Some people, you're as old as the lady you're with or something. say something like it. My wife was waiting for me. Wait, I had too much drinks tonight. She had some drinks. I'm gonna go meet her. Yeah, thanks guys for joining me.
Yeah, thanks
No
for
worries.
guys,
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
man. It's been awesome. It's
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Last week I had a podcast. This week I had a fucking lovely podcast.
I've loved
I
every
enjoyed. Yeah, I enjoyed my time with you guys, and thanks
Always
for
good,
coming
Jay.
on, man.
No
Anytime.
worries. Thank you. man.
Yeah, I hope to get the 2-3 G's on Coach Grant, Gary, and maybe what's the other one?
Jan.
Jan.
Jan, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
Coach
yeah,
Jan,
let's
there we
just-
go.
Yeah, I'll take class that day. Just
Have you got the purple belt?
to make
Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me.
Thanks,
you for
Joe.
joining
thanks
me.
so much, man.
Thanks,
No
man.
worries, man.
And peace. We out.
Take it
Like,
easy,
share,
guys.
subscribe. You know the rest of the shit. We out.
This is the joeZONE.